Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a very special MONSTERPALOOZA edition of Monster Party.
Monster Party!
Monster Party's in the house.
Monster Party.
I am so excited.
We are here
Yes.
again.
Yes.
Terrific.
Again.
Our second MONSTERPALOOZA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where we have our own booth.
How do you like that?
Yeah.
And you know what, Matt? They are about to open the doors and
Yes.
just release the public
We're just
into this
tingling
giant
with
room.
anticipation.
The
It's just-
line
yes.
outside is like 3 miles
It
long.
is
really
great.
is.
Never
It's
seen it.
It's like
insane.
around
all
the
of,
block,
All
yeah.
of Pasadena is here.
And it's great because as I walk by, people see the Monster Party shirt and they're all, "Hey, Monster Party!"
Yeah. the groupies just start flying
And
all
then
over.
people go,
Man,
are
yeah.
you Larry Strothe?
Yeah.
Are you that great guy on that show? And I go, yes.
Can you autograph my breast?
No, that didn't happen.
Right. Hey, it's Mr. You're going to run out of those eventually.
No, I don't
No,
think
you
so.
won't. Yeah, no. As long as there's a noun.
But you know what's really neat is we're here and we have new shirts.
We do. We
Yes.
have new shirts.
Yes, really cool
brand
shirts.
new. It's an older design, but it's a new look.
Yes.
It's kind of a stripped down, kind of almost rock and roll,
Kind of comic
punk
bookish,
rock,
rock
comic
concert
book.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we
of
put
our
Cool.
artwork.
Yeah, we put a new dress on the old girl.
Exactly.
right.
Yes.
The Derek Robertson design. Very, very light, comfortable cotton.
A light, perfect for summer.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's perfect for summer.
Light, 100% cotton.
And we're going to be doing the same type of thing. We're going to be here. We're going to be talking at our booth, and then celebrities will come by. We're going to go, hey, you, Mr. Celebrity Guy, why don't you come
Already,
over
it started.
and let's chat? So, what's the big film you're working on?
Yeah.
And
then our fans, and then people maybe who have never heard of us,
Yes.
we're going to introduce them.
What?
We will bring
Yeah.
them into our
How
fold.
could
That's
you not
what-
have heard of Monster
That's what
Party?
Monster Party is for, to bring new acolytes,
New blood.
to our temple of weirdness.
That's right. We have some new neighbors too. It's
We have
really
new neighbors.
Cool,
Yeah.
booths around us. Some
We have
artwork,
We have
Well, we're gonna bring them
Anime
up.
Jungle right next to
Oh,
us,
which is
Yes.
an awesome place.
Anime Jungle
which
has
is-
all kinds
it's
of
like
great...
our home away from home.
That's right.
We love it.
Maybe we can
love
get a
them.
few words with them later.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
would
That's
be
true.
cool.
That's true.
They have great Japanese toys and models and all kinds of... As a
And
matter
then
of
we
fact,
have Sarah right across
Sarah
the
Dollinger.
aisle from us.
Yes,
Sarah
creature artist
Dollinger.
extraordinaire.
Rocks so hard.
Yes.
and we're gonna bring her over
Oh
eventually.
yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah, we're gonna do this.
Very cool.
She's an amazing artist.
And then we have some toy designers to the
Toy
next
designers,
so,
really
so
unique
we are
stuff.
surrounded
On our
by
left.
talent.
Yes.
I think it's safe to say that we will not be asked to move next year based on how nice we're going to be to our neighbors.
Right,
yeah.
right.
If you've heard our
Through the grapevine.
past
No.
MONSTERPALOOZA
Come on,
episodes.
it's understandable.
No,
Yeah.
we
You know,
made,
but
what
we
happened
made
is that we
such
had-
a
yeah, we-
splash last year.
Yeah.
That I think it kind of alienated the person next to us.
Yeah, we had.
We were just too good.
Do you remember what their names were? Or
Yes, I
whatever?
do, but-
Okay.
Well,
we don't
let's
wanna
not-
say.
yeah,
Okay,
no,
okay,
let's
all right.
not,
But anyway,
bad mouth.
they were nice, but I think they were a little uncomfortable with the sheer
The awesomeness
pageantry
of us.
of what we
Yes.
bring.
Well, let's face
to
it,
the
last
podcast
year-
table.
Last year we
Yes.
drew a crowd several times.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
were a lot of, we were recording and
Yes.
a lot
Yeah,
of people
we can't
stopped
help
by to
it.
watch.
But
and
you know what's really cool is each year I think this convention gets bigger because apparently there was an area that was part of a theater that was inside this
Eric
convention room.
Kurland was doing his 3D movies.
That's
And
right.
they've moved that, and there's a building outside. There's like a whole theater across the
Right.
courtyard
Wow.
where they've made it into the theater, and so it seems like there's so many more vendors this
Yes,
year.
yeah.
People
Yeah.
have all kinds of like monster figures and makeup artists.
But you
Some,
can only get the Monster Party MONSTERPALOOZA edition of our T-shirt here
That's
at
right.
the Monster Party
Yes.
booth.
So get them now while they last.
Get them now after the fact when you're listening to this. We'll probably have a
Yes.
couple left.
You
So.
know, it's really exciting because we're here. We got some new things. We got some new shirts. There's a couple of Blu-rays that we have.
Yeah,
we have
Yeah.
Blu-ray commentaries now. We have
Yeah,
all kinds
our
of stuff.
second Blu-ray commentary from Shout Factory.
That's right.
The Alligator People.
Yes.
Alligator
Classic
people.
50s monster flick. Yes.
Yeah.
With Lon Chaney Jr.
Yeah.
Beverly Garland.
Who is always good.
Yes, he is.
And he's a little creepy in
yeah,
Yeah.
he's good.
I thi-
He's the hook-armed hate Madden Cajun.
Yeah.
The Raging Cajun.
Yeah.
Booze-fueled Cajun.
Right.
And that's the beauty of Lon Chaney Jr. is that
Yes.
no matter the amount of alcohol that was pumping through his
Right.
system, he was able to just deliver these amazing
He
performances.
was.
And he's
That's right,
really
actually.
good in this movie.
Yeah, he's great.
He is.
It's one of his best later era
And
performances.
what's exciting is actually here at the convention, Ron Chaney, the Chaney family,
That's
they're
right.
here. They
They're
actually
right.
have a
I
booth.
can almost see them.
I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully I'm going to try to bring him
Yeah,
over
totally,
and hopefully
totally.
chat
Yeah,
with
bring
us.
everybody over.
Because
Yeah.
I think he's going to go, oh, you guys did the commentary for the
Yeah,
alligator
yeah.
people.
That's
Oh
right.
my gosh.
Right.
Uh-huh. So
I'm excited.
the people are starting to pour in.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm wearing my Hammer Horror socks right now. Just so
Are you
know.
really?
Nice.
So I am so in the mood.
Well, I'm wearing my Hammer horror underwear right now.
Awesome.
I'm wearing my Hanes horror underwear.
Yes.
I'm ready to get horribly hammered.
That's right.
Remember that podcast, Hammered Horror?
Yeah,
They're still around,
I
aren't
think
they?
so. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's a great
It's
name.
a great
You
name.
know,
Yeah.
I
It
can't
is.
keep track of the podcasts that, they try to get on the air.
I think you keep track of some of the podcasts.
come and
I don't know.
go.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, they can't keep
There's
up
a,
with
there's
Monster
a couple
Party.
podcasts that
they
Larry
keep providing.
has an ongoing,
No.
not a feud, but a
Obsession.
competitive.
No,
Obsession.
Obsession,
I have
yes.
no idea what you're talking about. I
You know
listen
who
to
you
other,
are.
other
Podcasts.
podcasts.
Healthy
out there.
competition.
Yeah, they're
So,
healthy.
Trying to be positive here.
Yeah, no healthy.
So what are some of the big heavy hitter guests here? We got Bruce Campbell's here, Paul Rubin,
Chris
Rubens.
Sarandon.
Chris
Yeah,
Sarandon,
yeah.
Tom Holland.
Is it Sarandon or
Sarandon, I
or
believe,
Sarandon?
and you also have Linda Blair.
Yeah.
Is
I
it
don't know if
Linda
you've heard of her.
Blair or is
No,
it Linda
it's Linda Blair from a little movie called
Linda
The Exorcist. You know,
I'm not familiar.
She always has. There's always a huge line.
Huge line.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and she's so wonderful. She's so sweet, and she's
Most of the money that she makes, I think, goes to her charity.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
animal
dog rescue
charity.
program.
Yeah.
we
And
got
which is really
Vivica
cool.
Fox is here. Richard Grieco's here.
D. Wallace with cast,
Now, I
cast
think that's
reunions from
Grieco.
Is it
E.T.
Grieco?
and
It's
Oh,
not
okay.
Grieco.
Cujo?
Grieco. Okay.
Grieco.
Grieco.
It's
I
not
thought it was
Grieco.
I thought it was
Okay.
Grieco.
I thought it was Grieco. See?
We're gonna have to solve
Guys,
this.
we
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
have
to-
to get an
Bring him over.
autograph
This looks
from
so bad.
Chris
It
Sarandon,
looks
so
so
I can
bad.
ask him, is it
Yes.
Chris Sarandon?
Well, we could ask Chris Sarandon, is it Grieco or Grieco?
And ask
I think he'll
Grieco
know.
if
He's
it's
an
Sarandon or
yeah,
Sarandon.
he'll know.
He's a Grieco expert.
Yes.
Or Grieco.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm getting a contact high from all the traffic
just
that
the
is
air
starting to
conditioning.
funnel in.
Yeah.
See, now, people have to understand there's a kind of a main auditorium room
Right,
that has
right.
most of the booze, and we're kind of off of that a little bit.
We're in the Phantom Zone.
We like
Yeah.
the cool hipster cult area.
yeah.
And
Kind of like the restroom in the high school, like where the cool kids hung out.
No, but what's cool about
we
the
are very close to an exit. So
But hey,
when
listen.
we offend someone, and we will,
We are in the nicer, more air-conditioned room.
That's true. It is-
We have
it is.
That's
carpeting.
true.
Carpeting.
Yes.
I mean,
It is
great
actually
for
pretty
sound.
luxurious.
To me, it's more plush
Yes.
than the
Yeah.
giant hall.
it's the executive
Yeah,
dealer's
it
room.
is.
Yes.
No.
It's like it's the business class.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
we
you
were,
know,
I say
if we were in
first,
the
but-
main room, I think it would sound like an echo chamber. I think the carpeting in here
Yeah.
helps a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
That's true.
And they knew that. We pulled some strings,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
You know
people. What will happen is people will kind of like find their way to us,
Right,
because they
right.
go in that main. Most people go in the main
Yeah,
entrance,
the main room. I
Mm,
mean,
and then they
right.
kind of funnel into us.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, but some people go, you know what? I'm not going to go in the main room just yet. I'm going to go in the smaller room because I
What's-
want to get in there first.
What's the quickest path to Monster Party?
That's right. That's what we have to know.
Yeah, we should have a GPS.
And there's so many cool things around here. Like just outside in the hallway, there's a whole Exorcist display. There's a
I
Shining
gotta check it out.
Really
display.
cool.
I gotta
And
check
so
it
you
out.
can do it's a photo op.
Yeah,
thing.
and so we'll
Ooh,
we'll
cool.
take some photos.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we'll post
Oh,
them,
yeah,
and
we'll take some
they're
photos.
they're just amazing. Again, the amount of talent that is here regarding artists.
Yeah, this is the convention that really celebrates the whole kind of creative arts when it comes to the horror
In fact,
genre.
Yeah.
I just took my daughter and her friend through the museum, and there's some stuff in there. I swear to God, looks so real. There's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
Alice Cooper in there that looked like he was going to turn and
Nice.
just say, "Hi, how are you?"
we got to
not-
get him on the show.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll,
totally.
we'll work on that.
Yeah.
You know, because we like rock music. Just
Will you stop?
You know,
Stop that.
Alice Cooper.
the rock and roll.
You
and the-
just discovered Sean on Nom, okay? So don't get me into this whole rock and roll thing.
See, you do that. You make it sound like,
Pretty
oh,
little
he's
angel
father
lies.
time.
Pretty little angel lies.
Okay, all right. That's very funny. Very funny.
Do you know one Alice Cooper song?
You know, I don't think we're
Do
here
you
to talk.
know
Listen,
one Alice Cooper song?
We're not here to talk about
Do you
Alice
know?
Cooper.
We
I know.
We were just talking about
I-
him, so I think we are here to talk about Alice Cooper.
Well, Alice Cooper had some big hits. You must know at least one of them.
One of them.
Well, yeah.
Anything. One.
The one that everybody
Yeah,
knows.
take a wild
The one
guess.
everybody knows.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Good.
That's
There you
good.
go.
That's
Very
good.
good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. There
You're
you
on
go.
your way.
That is
Father
one
Can you do
time.
two for a
Hey,
bonus point?
Again. This is not about Alice
Hey,
Cooper.
you
But
already
let me-
surprised me with the first
But
one.
let me
Yeah.
tell you what else they have here. Okay?
All right.
Not only do they have like the Alice Cooper thing, but there's a whole section. Do you remember we talked to folks last year from the scary closet? They made the Annabelle doll.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
a whole
yeah.
exhibit of all the creepy dolls and puppets
Cool.
Yeah.
that they make, and it's like
That's in here, right?
It's in the museum.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is you walk by, and the girls they were like kind of flipping out. They go, "Oh my god!" If they start blinking, and I mean, it looks so cool because they're at like this dinner table. It's really neat.
Shouldn't there be a series of dolls that by remote control, wireless remote control, not like it was in our day with the cord,
Yeah.
that you could have one of those dolls and have it blink or say something?
Yeah,
No,
right,
no,
yeah,
it has to be
totally.
subtle. Just move the head, just a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be so cool.
That would be great.
I mean,
I don't even like those movies, and I might want to buy that.
As a
Right.
matter of fact, Matt, speaking of puppets, or it's not really a puppet, but we actually have a fifth member in our booth this year.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we're kind of going back and forth about what to name him.
Yeah.
He is
So
actually
far-
a zombie prop, or
Yeah, he's got a very special pedigree. Mm-hmm. He comes from the Bobby Slayton collection,
Nice.
Bobby
donated
Slayton collection.
to Monster Party by Bobby Slayton.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's
Wow.
and it's a
amazing.
great corpse.
Yeah, it's a cool.
It's a corpse.
you know,
It's decaying.
Dug up
and
corpse.
We have a
the teeth
decaying
alone.
corpse
Yeah,
in
yeah.
our booth.
Yeah.
We got some fun reactions when we were carrying him in here.
Yeah.
Right.
James carried him through like he was our
Hey,
drunk
nice shirt.
fifth member.
Monster Party.
Like it.
You see, Adam,
Hey,
we are recording. When this sign is on,
It means we're recording. We're recording.
hey, you know what? Maybe we've been recording. Maybe we've been recording this whole time. You know when you were talking about your little secrets and he gets his own mic.
Yeah,
Oh
he does
my.
because he's my friend, Larry. And
He is a fan of Monster Party.
yes,
he
but he's,
loves to
he's,
listen.
al- he's
he listens
also
to
my friend.
Okay.
A friend of Monster Party.
Yes.
So we are here with Adam Holt.
he had no idea who you were.
Whoever this
He
guy
completely
is.
forgot
and
your
I have
name.
a question for you, sir. Because first of all, thanks for stopping by the booth. And thanks for listening. Now, my understanding is you just listened to
So
one of
dismissive.
no. You listened to one of our latest shows, our games episode.
Yeah, what was your
And
problem with
my
games?
understanding is
Yes.
you weren't exactly a big fan of that episode. Were
No,
you?
it's not true at all. I love the episode.
Oh, really?
Oh, so you're wrong.
No.
Once
no,
again.
I
wow,
could've-
Larry.
No, I could
This is how wars start.
I could have sworn Adam said something like, you sent an email to us and go, hey, not everyone's a big game fan. And what I wanted to tell you, Adam, is, you know what? I know. I get it. But it's like we're trying to throw in a variety of things. There's some people out there who love games, and maybe someone like you don't
See,
like. No.
Adam said some things about the show.
Yeah.
And then you read antagonism into it.
Wait, no, there's no antagonism, but I'm just trying to tell you that some people, maybe they're not big game fans, but you listen to the episode, you learn about games, you learn about our passion about like physical games and pinball and video games and stuff like that. Doesn't that make it interesting? And here at Monster Party,
I sold Matt that bit.
no. So you enjoyed it, you liked it, you learned something.
Okay, so can I have the floor? Can I speak?
Yeah. Wipe
So,
the spittle from
I
Adam's
think I know
face.
what you're
You'd like to
referring to.
respond.
So I was listening to the episode, and it opens up with Matt saying that
Oh, now it's my
doing
fault.
the games. No, not your fault. No, there's not. Ugh.
Yes. Wait. He's opening
How
up.
this is
right?
like. You said that this is a corner of fandom that you guys aren't particularly familiar with.
True.
And then I just made the comment that after saying this isn't something we do, the episode is then 3 hours long.
It
which I thought,
is.
that's not an insult, it was just an observation.
Okay,
that to me
it was just
funny.
the way you wrote it. The way you wrote it made it seem like it's 3 hours long. But let me tell you something. Sometimes, look, hi.
You guys forever.
You did what? Whoa, thank you so much. What's your name?
Regina.
Regina, hi. I'm
Sorry,
Larry.
we
Thank
have-
you
we
so
have a
much
fan.
for coming by. What's your name?
Janet rhymes with planet.
Wow. And you guys listen to us, huh?
right.
You, even though you're like so middle-aged guy thing.
Yes, that is true.
For that.
No, I understand it. I feel it too.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you know, let me tell you something about that middle age thing, though. Don't you like when I was talking to my daughter says, "Oh, Daddy, that's so interesting," and you know, they're like,
Why are you
listen
so
to you
old,
all.
Daddy?
No, you're like middle-aged guy,
Yeah.
and I'm the middle-aged chick.
Yeah.
But
All
I
right,
feel
keep going.
like at one with you.
Right.
But that's a great thing because they're young kids, you know, kids out of high school that go, "Hey, let me check out that monster party." Yo, no.
Oh, monster shit is transgeneration.
Yes, it is.
That could have gone anywhere.
Yes, transgeneration. And this is an amazing shirt, by the
I
way.
love
What is
that.
that?
Scanners. Yeah, it's
Scanners.
scanners.
Motel
The
hell.
most famous part of
Yeah.
Scanners.
Of course.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
Okay,
For the
you may be
listeners
my-
at home,
Uh-oh.
for the listeners at home, this young lady has just shown us a jacket. It's not my cup of tea, but
It's
Matt
my
loves
cup
it.
of tea.
And Matt, what is
One
it?
of my favorite movies.
And centipede.
Yes.
The best
I
ass-to-mouth
beat it.
horror movie ever.
So let me understand. You ladies made this jacket.
That I made the human centipede. I've also made a scarf. And so when I wear that,
Do you connect 3 scarves?
yes.
Ass to mouth?
It's like the 1,000 like human centipede.
Oh, because the sequel, right? Yeah.
That's right.
yeah.
I'm in 3. I'm into 3. And so when I wear that, people are like, dude, I don't know about like movies 2 and 3. I was like, are we really going to have this discussion?
Well, so you're a big fan of a human centipede.
I'm a big fan.
Okay.
But
I did the beaded work, made the details.
But you
A
really
beaded-
you,
beaded-
Yeah, it's beaded.
A beaded human centipede.
Anal beaded.
I can only hope. Nice
Thank
one.
you so
Nice one, Hopes.
Oh, thank you so much. But we have to get a picture of this jacket. Yes.
Whoa.
I love you guys.
James, do you have
We love you. That's awesome.
I'm sorry, we
That's
just
so
have to
good.
get a photo of this interesting jacket.
Wait a minute. How are? I have not seen 2 and 3. Are they good?
Crazy?
Because I loved 1 so much. I was afraid.
2 is meh.
Not good.
3?
3 is fun. Eric Roberts, are you kidding
Oh,
Okay, they're
we
not
saw
that
him at
good.
Whole
Whatever.
Foods.
me? 200 like people.
Wow,
That's ridiculous.
No,
That's ridiculous.
That's what's called my
200?
birthday party.
Maybe even more than
It's a
200.
No, but I
a
want
human
you-
conga line.
I want you to be honest with me. You're saying that they're not that good?
They're not that good.
Regina,
They're entertaining, but they're not that good.
But
They're
one
fucking
is brilliant though.
It's
One
do you
is
like
brilliant.
To like you put together some popcorn. You go, hey honey, we're gonna watch the human centipede.
Yes, you do.
Well, I'm a chef. So we have like sushi and
Oh.
Wait, you're eating sushi while you're watching the human centipede?
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
dude, come on.
Okay, that kind of makes me a little ill, but hey, James, can we take a picture of her jacket? Can you turn around? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
I made that.
Wait, get in here. It's
That's
just
so
like the
beautiful.
show.
Can you make some shorts for me like that?
Wait, did
The,
it
the
come out?
shorts need to have a hole in, in the
Thank you so much.
Again, they
because
need to
that
be
is
sewn
amazing.
to
Even
another
though
pair of shorts.
Not exactly the biggest fan, but thank you so.
I love you guys. Love you.
I love you.
Do you have a favorite Monster Party person, by the way?
I love all of you.
See, that's the correct answer.
I'm not
What?
going to pick one of you. Don't
Yeah,
do that. to
What
me.
a jerk.
Get a load of
I
this
just,
fisherman over
some
here.
people,
Oh, do you have your
okay, that's like
favorite?
saying, oh, the Beatles.
Wink,
oh,
wink.
I like them all the same. You know, everyone has their little personal favorite.
I think you guys are
Get depth.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
You're super
Ringo is
middle-aged
just
male.
as great as Paul.
Whatever. I still love you.
Thank you.
Stu Sutcliffe
Oh,
really
thank you so
kicked
much.
some ass in Germany.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Keep listening.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, I think I'm in love all over the
Wait,
place.
is that Butch Portillo?
Of course.
Oh my God, Butch Portillo, come over here. Come over here. This guy's a listener, and he's got a great shirt on.
Are you saying his name correctly?
Oh, I don't know.
That's correct.
Okay.
Oh, I
All
guess
right.
I am saying
I just
his
want to make
name
sure
right.
because he's
You can say it either way.
yelling it. You know.
Yeah.
So this is a great shirt. Where'd you get this?
It actually came from the Godzilla store in Japan, Shinjuku.
Yeah, I know you're Mr. Japan. You go to Japan a lot and stuff like that. You've been to the Godzilla Hotel?
Actually, I've been to the Glacier, yes, but I've never been into one of the rooms.
Yeah, we're
wanting to do that.
We want to do that too.
Yeah, it should
I
be
think I
really
want to
cool.
die there. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
it'll cost you $500 or so more to die. So it's
okay,
really
all right.
expensive.
Well,
But you know, that's
all right.
okay. But the thing that bugs me is why do they make only one room? Isn't that stupid? Here's like it's the Godzilla Hotel. Why
It's
aren't you,
making
like-
it special.
No, what? Okay, that means if you and I go, okay, we actually talked about.
I've
this.
already got the answer to
No,
this.
no,
Wait a minute.
we're
no,
spooning.
no. Oh, yeah, okay. I know we're of course we're spooning because if we're sharing a room, you're going to take advantage of that room, and so I'm going to spoon with Larry. You know this.
Yes.
But to logic, if Godzilla is on the top of the hotel, there can only be so many rooms where a tail or a piece of him is coming through the room, right?
Have you guys been in the room at all?
No.
When we went there, they were just about to have their grand opening, so we got to go to see the light show and stuff, but we weren't able to go in.
You guys been on top of the building though, right?
We have not.
No. Oh,
Oh wow, that's a lot of fun.
I think at the
okay.
time
Well, okay.
it was
Make
still...
me feel even worse now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll be going back.
But you know, when you go up, there's actually a bar that's adjacent to the actual head. So when you go through the bar, there's actually another. I think it's a Godzilla 89, a large statue inside. So when you go into the it's like big 89 figure. So when you're into the bar, then you go out to the awning outside, and it's like a kind of like a sliding window gate. And so when you go through there, that's when you see the big old Godzilla head. And they also have areas where they have little like history kind of plaques. Within the area, so it's really cool.
Can you get inside the head?
No, it's too
Because
tall.
that should be.
But if you're
right?
lucky, if you're lucky enough, which I was lucky enough, is that there's certain times where they actually have the head actually light up and breathe the
Yes,
smoke.
yeah.
And I was lucky enough to actually be on top when that happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask this though: have you been down the Godzilla slide?
No, I haven't been done.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard the episode. It was awesome.
What do you mean you heard? You can actually see it. I go down that slide 3 times, man. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, look, it's designed for small children. You know, you can't.
Yes, Larry.
I couldn't
Yes,
exactly.
it
fit.
is.
Okay, but you know what I did is I did the whole ski thing where I kind of went down on my feet.
So
you know,
that makes it okay.
But look, it was like a memorable. Look, there's a look. See, look at that.
Yes, I know. We have a picture. We have a flyer that
Yes.
has the slide. So now here he is. We got big Larry feet coming down the slide,
Yes.
putting nice dents in the thing. So
Yes, well-
when the lovely Japanese children come the next day, they're like,
Okay,
"Who-
okay.
who hurt our
Worried
slide?"
Okay,
It's all
see
around.
now, just for listeners, that is so untrue because it's not like he's making it sound like the Godzilla slide is made really cheaply. It's not. It's sturdy. It's strong. It's a solid piece of
Anyway, how tall was it?
It's over what James? It's over 35, 40 feet. Yeah,
It's big.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's nicely detailed, really nicely painted. Like it looks like a high-end vinyl figure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now
Like
I
an
know,
X Plus figure come to life.
Now I know you are like Mr. Godzilla guy. You love all the Godzilla stuff. What did you think about Shin Godzilla?
Oh, do we really have to go there?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I'm curious. No, okay. So you.
I'll give you an
There's
honest
no
opinion.
wrong
I'll give
answer.
you-
No. Yes. Be
I'll
honest.
give you an honest opinion. I like the suit design, the actual CGI design of the suit. Because I'm not Japanese, I didn't understand the politics of the film very much. So if you're going to go there to enjoy the effects work, that's a great thing. But as far as the politics of the film, I didn't really care for it.
Well, I would argue that it's less about politics and more about just bureaucracy.
I mean, just think about it. It's like, oh, here's this big creature. It's coming to get us. And it's like, oh, let's attack it. And they're all, wait a minute. We have to check
Wait,
with
who's in charge of
the
that?
Border Patrol. You can't just
Which that made me laugh so hard.
See,
like every time you could play a drinking game with like how many different meeting rooms they go to.
I do want to say this, is that I noticed that the print, when they brought the print to the United States on Blu-ray, it was kind of like murky and stuff like that. I had an opportunity to go to Toho in this last February, and they brought us into the actual screening room. And let me tell you something, seeing it on their screen with their sound system was
that must pop.
It was mind-blowing.
Oh, my
And I
God.
had a deeper appreciation for the film when I seen that. So
What
that's
I-
what we'll say about that.
What I always admired about that movie is that it is different. Someone took a chance. They decided to make something that feels a little different, looks a little different, that was satirical,
Well, like
but yet you still have Godzilla
Yeah.
wrecking a city.
Yeah, well, like JMK, you know?
Yeah. No,
what's-
I love that. You like that one, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay, so here's the thing, because I know you know everything about Godzilla.
but
no, come on. But,
I know enough.
You know more than
now
Larry
there's
does.
a new Godzilla film coming out. Now, are you excited about this?
Very excited. Yeah, I'm very excited. But, you know, like I said, I see how trailers are cut, and I'd rather just wait to the film to actually make my opinion.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
No, that's how I feel too. My heart has been broken too many times.
Too many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and even the first one, which there's a lot that I admire about that movie, but it's still a bloated mess, I feel.
I want to recommend something to the listeners as far as if they're huge Godzilla fans.
I am a huge Godzilla fan. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
When we were in Japan, we had an opportunity to go to see the Tsuburaya Museum. And let me say that they actually had an incredible 54 suit that was there on display. And it's so well done, it actually looks like a statue, but it's actually a working suit.
It's a recreation.
Yeah, it's a
though, right?
recreation
Yeah,
suit. It's amazing. And the thing about it is that they had like about a 10-minute promo film of what they can do with that suit, with the combination of the suit, motion acting, and CGI. And they made it into this little 10-minute little movie. It was incredible. And I wish that the museum would actually, because they wouldn't let us take pictures or any photographs
Right,
or whatever.
yeah.
Which was
a lot of those places do that.
which was
yeah.
a shame, because
Yeah.
if they would do that, they would actually get more people to actually go to it.
Yeah.
Because when we went there, the stuff that you were able to see there and view was incredible.
Is this in Tokyo?
No, it's outside. It's where Tsuburaya was born. I
Oh,
can't-
okay. Oh,
I
yeah.
can't remember the name of the Sarah something or.
We're consulting James Gonis,
The
who
name of the place.
James Gonis was.
Is that where Ultra Town is?
Yes. Well, yeah, up in that way, and that's in the area as you walking up to the actual museum area. They had all the Ultraman figures, and they were huge.
That's Soshigaya Okura?
Something to that.
I love that. We had some great times at that place.
Myself, Kyle Yount, and David Dopko went up there together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, is it a permanent museum?
That I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope
Because
so.
every time, I'll hear about one of these things, they go, oh, it was only there for a year, and they took it out, and,
I
and
think
that's...
it's going to be there for a while, because it looks like it's more of a museum area than an actual exhibit area, because it's an upstairs unit.
Oh,
that
okay.
You go up there. And the stuff that was in there was pretty amazing. They had like just photographs and props and everything.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Because we've discussed this a number of times, and you might have a little bit more of an inside tract here when it comes to why this hasn't happened yet. Which is, it seems to me that Japanese culture would love a Godzilla theme park.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. But, you guys have been to Japan. In stages, I noticed that it seems like Japan kind of lost interest in Godzilla for a while.
That's true, yes. Yeah.
And then as soon as the film came out,
now it's a little cooler.
Yeah, it's a little bit more cooler, and the stores coming out, and I think the interest is peaking a little bit more now. So maybe that will happen. Also with the Hotel Gracery that opened.
Oh, that's
too.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that don't hold our breath, but I think maybe it'll happen.
Can you imagine if somebody like a Disney Imagineer tackled Godzilla?
Yeah. See, what I see is, I know what Matt's thinking of, just a Godzilla theme park, but I think there was a Ultraman park.
Which I loved, by the way. I went
know.
twice.
I understand you liked it.
You must have gone
but
there,
I
right?
think
Yeah.
maybe there needs to be a Godzilla land, which is an extension of the Disneyland park. Instead of Star Wars Land, do Godzilla Land.
I think the Japanese actually prefer the Ultraman more, because if you look around, there's Ultraman streets, there's Ultraman everything, everywhere.
That's true, yeah.
So,
and that bar, God,
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
That restaurant.
Which one did you go to, by the way?
The Kawasaki.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually one in Tokyo, too, just a smaller one.
Kaiju Sakaba is what we're talking
Yeah,
about. And
yeah.
it's, what was great about that place is it surpassed my expectations when it came to decor. Like, there's statues of kaiju all over the place. There's props under the tables.
I like the table
The
areas.
table,
The
yeah,
table
the-
areas.
yeah.
They're all different. They're kind of
So,
like
yeah,
they were kind
each-
of like in the corners, and they're kind of
And
like
they're themed?
Yes.
There's like a big table that's a little more of like Science Patrol, but then there's also like individual kaiju themed booths.
I like the tables that had the plexiglass. And,
Yes!
And in there they had props.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was really cool.
I love that. Now that's great, but also the food is good. The drinks are
Yes.
good.
Yeah, the food, it's all, they all kind of look like different monsters from the kaiju film.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I always thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I love the twin tail was quite
Yes,
delicious.
That's actually what I had.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
the Zeton drink
Right.
is very tasty.
Now, didn't you guys say at the Hotel Grassery too, at the top where there's like Godzilla restaurant?
Do they have themed food?
They have themed food because I could have sworn I saw something. There was like
I don't know about that at
You
all.
don't know?
I didn't,
Okay.
I didn't eat up there.
there was special Godzilla type food with like little smoking volcano or things like that.
Yeah, they also have an area where when you're up into that the 9th floor area, they also have stuff that you can buy, and they have like poster areas where you can view all the posters from the film in sections.
Do they have things that are specific to the hotel, like a Godzilla Hotel Grassery, like little
I didn't see anything.
statue? Or
Most of the stuff that
I
I've
love
seen-
stuff like that.
Yeah, most of the stuff that I seen that was in there were mostly Shin Godzilla stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think when we went, we were on such a schedule that
We were on a schedule.
we really
Thank you,
were.
James
And it was
Gonis.
James.
I heard.
But God bless him, because we would not have been able to hit all the places that we hit had we not stuck to his schedule. Because it really was like, okay, from 9 to 12, we're going to go here, and then
That's the best thing to do, is
Yeah.
to make a schedule, because when you're in Japan, you
you can get
really have-
sucked in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
James, did you hear that? Butch Portillo says it's the best thing.
thing to do.
You
yeah,
have to.
I mean, I learned. I remember my second trip to Japan. I took my wife with me, and I had every day laid out what I was going to do. And I remember her telling me, she goes, babe, that was the best. She says, because you had everything down to the T. And I'm like, yeah. I says, well, that's right. We didn't waste any time.
Women like organization.
Yeah, it's when
my
you're in a
experience.
country like that, it's worth.
Well, I like organization. I think everyone likes organization. When things are, come on.
Yeah.
We have Sean's wife, and we have her along with us when we're doing our Monster Party trip. And poor Gina, she's like, hey, I love all this stuff too, but could we go to maybe a temple or a castle? Like, yeah. But there's this.
Didn't we pass Kyoto somewhere?
Yeah, but there's this Mandarake that we haven't hit yet, and
Yeah. Yeah, go to Osaka too. There's a lot
I
of great
love
stuff in
Osaka's. Osaka's great.
Now, but you have a big Godzilla toy collection.
Yeah, it's fairly large.
This guy is.
I'm trying to be humble here.
He is.
No, you have some
he is
vintage,
totally downplaying
Now you
his
have some
collection.
vintage Godzilla toys, right?
Yes, I do.
You got great stuff. You have there. One of the things that I just remember from your collection are those Monster Zero ships.
Yes. Yeah, I have several of the Exian shirts.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
You don't see those too often.
My personal favorite of my collection, honestly, is I have a large Kumi Mizuno collection. That's my favorite of my collection.
Ooh,
I have
that's
one,
your wise
one
man.
whole cabinet just dedicated to, selfishly dedicated to, to her. So.
How many figures did they make? I'm not
Is that
familiar with.
great?
You know what's interesting is that they didn't make too many, which is a shame. But which consists of most of the stuff is the Matango stuff that I have, and a lot of books and magazines with her photos on it. Yeah.
That statue, that Matango statue with her,
yes.
is so
Yeah.
good.
But there's also a large, I think it's like about a 16-inch figure of her as an Exian figure, if you've ever checked out
Is
some
that-
of my photo.
Fairly recent.
Yeah, that's probably about a year old,
Yeah,
I guess.
I think I've
and it's
seen
sitting
that.
on top
They're-
of the Exian saucer.
That's it. That's
yeah,
it.
that's a really cool figure.
Really beautiful.
Expensive
That's a
as heck,
statue,
too.
right?
It's a resin.
Resin, okay.
Yeah, resin, yeah.
What is your favorite Godzilla piece that you have in your collection?
He mentioned one.
Let's see. If I had to pick a favorite, I would probably say, oh gosh, man.
Do you have the battery operated, the metal?
Yeah, I have.
Does it still work? Do you have the box with it?
Yes.
He has all of it. You have all of them, right?
Yeah, it's difficult to say. I love all my stuff, so I'll just keep it at that.
That's good. No, it's.
Oh,
I'm
all
the
right.
same way.
Okay,
I don't
yeah,
like. These are all my children. I can't pick
But
favorites.
I've been collecting these toys and figures since the mid '70s. So it's like
Bay Area guy.
Yeah, absolutely, San
Yeah.
Francisco Bay Area,
Yeah.
and I started all that in Japantown. And the good thing about Japantown and San Francisco, it hasn't changed much. So if you go, I mean, the stores
Except the
are
stores.
Yeah, the stores. Yeah, but
Remember the days of back in the 70s where you'd walk in and there'd be 3 different stores with like just stacks of vinyl figures,
Kinokuniya
bins
store,
of them. Yeah.
I mean, it's sad to actually go and see all the store changes, but I still go by there once in a while. I still go to Kinokuniya, and buy books.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, I still have a lot of stuff.
I loved going there on a regular basis, man, back in the 80s. Good times there.
Yeah.
Then
get food.
There was also a thing where if you went around some of the stores that are adjacent to the area, you can actually find a lot of toys and stuff that in those in supermarkets and stuff. You can find
right.
stuff
No, that's
back
true.
in the day.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore.
No.
But back in the day, you can honestly do that.
I remember I was so happy. I was in San Francisco, and I was doing, there's a podcast show with Doug Benson called Doug Loves Movies. And they put me up at a hotel right in there. And I went to the market to get some, see if I could get a little cocktail, a little something to eat. And they had Kitaro sake.
Wow.
Right there.
Wow.
And it made me so happy. It made me feel at home.
So when are you guys going back to Japan?
Yeah.
We're going to try to organize another trip. And when we get there,
do Osaka,
you know what?
Do a big trip.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Check out the Anime Jungle. We were there this last trip.
My
Man,
favorite.
I'm telling you, that place is just huge.
I love that place. That may be one of my favorite stores in Japan.
I would highly recommend if anybody goes to Osaka, go to the Anime Jungle because that place was just off the chain.
Yeah, we love Anime Jungle.
Yes, we do. And so what I want to say
They're
is
right next to
we're
us.
going to go to Japan again, and we're going to get that room, that Godzilla room, and we're going to be spooning all 4
Yes.
of us. Anyway, Butch, thank you
Human
so
centipede.
much, man, for stopping
I have
by.
a question. I have a question
you
for
very
Butch.
much.
Wait.
One question.
One question.
James
one
has a question.
Speaking of anime, what do you think of the last 2 Godzilla animated movies?
I didn't see any of them
Why?
because I don't care. I don't really care for anime that much. So.
Okay.
From everybody I talk to, it sounds like it's a disappointment.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Adam
I've
has a
heard lot of
thumbs
bad
down
things.
right now.
Adam has a thumbs down, but he's
Yeah,
just
huge anime
commenting
fan,
on our
so.
show.
Well, way to go to end the interview on a downer, James. That's
Oh.
well.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Butch,
Thank
so
you,
much
Butch.
for being with
Yeah,
us,
thanks
man.
for stopping by,
Appreciate it.
bud.
Have a good show.
Yay, woo!
Are you guys listeners of the show?
Listeners to the show, and we're in the spooky business too. We're Spooky Pinball.
Spooky pinball. Okay.
We just did a show on games.
We did.
No, and I fell asleep on the plane listening to it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's
no,
high
it's 3
praise
hours.
indeed.
Okay, no, I'm speaking with.
Sometimes we fall asleep recording them.
I am Charlie Emery.
KT Emery.
I'm Bug the Kid.
All right. Okay.
We met you guys at G-Fest.
Yes,
You
yeah.
turned us on to the podcast, and you handed us a DVD, and I watched it like 5 times, and we went with Kyle Yount. It was a blast. So yes,
So you went to Japan?
Our couch and go to Japan. Yeah.
Now, how long were you there?
11 days.
Oh,
Some of
that's
it-
perfect.
Some of it business, most of it having a good time.
Okay.
Did you go to the Godzilla slide?
Did not. We did not.
We didn't leave
watched
Tokyo.
We watched you guys freezing your butts off. And
Okay, yes, but you know what?
Enviously.
We had jackets, and you know what? It was worth it to go down that slide, even though I couldn't fit my bottom down it. But
Yeah, it was. It really was the high point of the trip for us.
No, it was like I mentioned this. I went like a little ski person, kind of skied down the slide.
Yeah.
It was great.
yeah, for sure. It was awesome watching you guys be a bunch of big goofy kids going down that slide, but we couldn't talk Kyle into it. So
Did you go see? There's a Godzilla statue in the Ginza area.
yes, we did.
They stayed in the Godzilla suite. I treated them. I booked them the Godzilla suite.
So wait,
You are the best wife.
Yeah.
You are the best.
yes.
Thank you. Thank
$500? Is that what it was?
It was like $500.
Yeah, around that.
But you
I'll
guys
do
got a
that.
little- didn't it come with a Godzilla gift?
Came with all kinds of goodies. They got one each.
Hey,
They each got a goodie bag.
Comic-Con hotel rooms are like $300. You might as
we
well
don't go
spend the extra $200 and get a
In
Godzilla
Japan, so-
coming through your wall.
We'll do a little name dropping. We just stayed with Alice Cooper.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's why we're out here on the West Coast,
Oh.
because we were dropping off his pinball machine and we got to stay with Alice.
Oh
and hang
my
out.
God!
Did you make a pinball machine for Alice Cooper?
We made, we're doing 500 games for Alice Cooper, and we did 300 for Rob Zombie.
Okay, what is this game? Can you tell us the game?
Yeah, it's Alice Cooper's Nightmare Castle. It's got 10 classic monsters. Alice is the narrator. And it's a wonderful thing, but it was super cool. Yeah.
What kind of game?
Full-on mechanical, full-sized arcade pinball.
Pinball machine. They make. Excuse me, Larry. They make pinball
I
machines.
know. I'm Mr. Pinball.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Pinball.
Well, maybe I'm not Mr. Pinball, but
You can go play at Ace Gogi here in Los Angeles. There's that Korean
Let's go.
barbecue place.
Let's
They've
go.
got a couple of our games in there with all the other big companies. We're this tiny little company from Wisconsin, which is why we wind up at G-Fest every year. We take the pinball machines and set them up in the arcade. And
Oh,
donate
that's
it
so
all to
great.
charity and have a good time.
now, are you guys big cheese fans?
We're from Wisconsin. That's a silly question.
Okay, well, first of all, unless you're exploring that whole vegan thing, who doesn't like cheese, right?
Humans
cheese.
like cheese,
Cheese.
yeah.
It's bred within us.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
in our genes.
I get excited when I hear people
Or
from
cheens.
Wisconsin, and I love
Cheens,
the
you like that?
cheese from there. And
We do not take the term cheddar head or cheese head offensively at all. We embrace it. So, yeah, all this, California cows make happy cheese. And no, shut up. That's our thing. Leave it alone. You guys got everything else.
I have a business proposition. It's not pinball, but it could be pinball. We were talking about the Godzilla room in Japan.
Right.
What if in Wisconsin you guys had a grilled cheese hotel room?
It would be a really hot room. You'd get a little crispy on one side and we'd flip you over.
Yeah.
That kind of deal.
Yeah, and then you get hungry and you just bite into the wall, and it's always kept that perfect temperature.
Well, from what I understand, if you want to melt into the furniture and stuff, California is a better place to do that.
All right, look.
They have the pharmaceutical elements
Okay.
to allow
No,
that.
fine. Walk away from a fortune. That's
okay,
fine.
Okay, now, this is what I want to know. Now, I see you're wearing an Ultraman shirt. And
Oh, that's great.
And you're wearing classic Monster pants,
Tights.
and you've got a Rob Zombie shirt. So are you
Misfits.
all are you all Monster fans?
Oh, big time.
Oh, yes.
They grew up on it.
Yeah.
It's called Spooky Pinball because those are our two passions. Everything spooky and pinball. So we combine the two. Yeah, she's got her.
Okay, well, I want to know.
And Scary
do
Rock,
you guys
right?
have a
Scary
favorite
Rock.
monster? Do you have a favorite monster?
Oh, don't start with me. Come on, Bug.
Frankenstein probably is mine.
Frankenstein. That's your favorite.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to narrow down. It's Frankenstein, Dracula, Godzilla, you name it. It's all
See, I'm
things.
like you. I can't choose one.
I can't do that. That's too hard.
Because it would change by the day, whatever mood I'm in.
It's like saying we've worked with Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper. Who do you like more? Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't do
well,
that.
Alice just bought my son cheesecake. So right now Alice is kind of in the lead. So
he just seems like just such a sweetheart.
he absolutely is the nicest human being you will ever meet.
Yeah.
So he's a big Monster fan. Is that what you're saying?
Oh my God!
Have you
yeah,
ever seen his show? Of course he is.
Well, I'm thinking maybe he should come on to our show. That's what I
Tell
was
him,
thinking.
Point him our way.
Well, I don't know. Some of us here, we like rock music and stuff. So
See,
maybe
do you see the physical little dance he did when he said rock music? The most un-rock and roll thing ever done.
Come on, now.
Rock
Come
music.
on. No,
You like the
Wiggle going
yeah,
on.
you like the doo-wop and the coasters.
Okay, now I know that Alice Cooper doesn't do the doo-wop. Okay, I know
well,
that.
that's a start.
But he appreciates the doo-wop. He's a
We all
historian
do.
of everything. Yeah.
We all do.
Look, if he's a Monster fan, he'd appreciate a conversation with the Monster Party
Yeah.
guys. Because I like to find out what his favorite monster
Love
is.
It to Death is in my top albums of all time.
I will put that as my favorite Alice. Maybe $1 Billion Babies and Brutal Planet.
But Love It to Death, yeah.
What's your favorite Alice?
From the inside.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, he's a perfectionist on this.
I-
He embraces all the way through Alice.
He has many shades, Alice
He
Cooper.
does. And I'm telling you for sure, he loves monsters, especially the classic stuff. I mean, that's not an act. He and his wife Cheryl are all about, and the weirder the better.
And I'm a huge Ramones fan, as you're probably aware. But Johnny Ramone had this incredible collection, which I always wonder, like, what happened to that? I guess his wife is just sitting on that. But yeah, he loved all that, Universal stuff, and had an amazing collection.
Do you guys know, does Alice Cooper have a big monster toy collection? Or
He's surprisingly conservative in the decorating. I think Mrs. Cooper does that for him. But the apparel, the speak.
He had the Universal Monster serving trays.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I walked through the kitchen, I'm like, whoa, I want those.
Frankenstein
Those
and
are
Bride of
awesome.
Frankenstein serving trays and stuff.
Yeah.
If his name is Alice Cooper, does his wife have like a male name like Henry or?
Isn't that like a secret though? Shouldn't we shouldn't be like letting our listeners know that or
Well,
something? Okay, but here's what I want to ask you
that's all
guys.
for fun.
Did you guys when this guy came along? Did you guys think, oh, we're gonna make him into a monster kid, or it just kind of happened?
It just came naturally.
Yeah.
He's a little strange.
It was not forced, but it was.
Our daughter's older than him, and for her 4th birthday, Daddy got her a Creature from the Black Lagoon plush toy.
Oh.
And then her grandmother got her a Disney princess's little bed, and she said, with the doll. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was, oh, cool. And she ripped the doll out, threw it across the room, and put the Gill Man in there.
No, that is awesome. Well, just to let you know, when my kid was born and they put her in the hospital, when they threw her in the crib there. Well, they placed her.
Okay.
She had a stuffed Creature from the Black Lagoon waiting for her in the crib.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, start them off on day one.
I thought
Day one. And you know what?
I
said,
thought you were going to say there was water.
No. But you know, I was a good parent. I said, look, if she's going to get into princesses, that's fine. I'll wear the crown. We'll do Beauty and the Beast stuff. But she has turned into this huge monster fan. This is her favorite convention.
Yeah.
And she loves makeup and monsters.
She knows her stuff.
Yeah, her friend says, oh, Kathy's an expert, which made me feel really good. But I was a little nervous. We watched The Exorcist together. She's 13. Yes. And I had to tell her all about it first, to make sure she was cool about it. It's her favorite movie, and she can't wait to meet Linda Blair.
The line out there is massive, so I tell her hop in soon.
What's she charging?
It's no, I didn't stop by, honestly.
Gotta be pretty high.
Probably 40,
But
60.
goes to a good cause.
We met her at the shows in Chicago. This is our first time on the West Coast to MONSTERPALOOZA, and oh my God, it is huge.
It's giant.
Get out here. And,
Isn't it fun? And you get to be on Monster Party. How cool is that?
I listened to last year's both episodes.
It's good, isn't it?
Just kind of getting myself psyched up to get here.
We make dreams come true.
Yes, you know what? It's true. And look, we may not always agree on our show.
Or never.
No, we do. We do. We do. And but we make, like you said, dreams come true.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys have a great show.
Are you here for the whole deal?
Are you here for the whole?
Come by again. Bother us.
Yeah, come by.
It was a privilege and an honor to be on Monster Party, my favorite horror podcast.
Yes, you heard it here, folks. His favorite monster podcast.
Copyright, trademark.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Matt, you know what I love is just, we're here, we're having fun, we're having a party, and then someone comes up and says, I love your show.
A fan of the show.
Yes, and here we are
with imagine.
Aaron LaPlante.
Aaron LaPlante, and you are a fan of Monster Party.
Fan of Monster Party, yeah. My favorite episode was the Rich Carril one.
Oh, that was a great one.
Halloween Extravaganza.
Was so great.
With Bridget Marquand.
Yeah, and I found out about that. Well, I actually went over to his house on Halloween, and then I listened to your guys' podcast with him after the fact. But my girlfriend and I got there really late, and we were the last ones to be able to see the stuff.
Is that right?
It just blew my mind.
Oh man.
Totally.
And to think that that's just a small fraction of what he has.
Yeah, I mean, it's staggering. And, I work kind of close to there, and I drive by there some nights, and it looks like a house from a John Hughes movie. Like a kid
where the
from the
rich
wrong
kids
side of
live.
the tracks should be like picking up his date for the prom there. But no, I mean, and I think I drove by the night before, and I mean, I love this. I'm obsessed. I just bought this. I'm obsessed with this man right here, Bob Burns. I did this.
You have a great magazine with Bob Burns on the cover.
Yeah, because the way that it all sort of started for me was Famous Monsters of Filmland is kind of like one generation removed. However, my dad had a huge stack of them.
Oh.
And so I grew up reading them. So it's like I can relate. And it was like a Boys Life magazine, but for monster kids.
Yes, yeah.
And it was one of the only magazines that wasn't just about the stars; it was about makeup effects artists and And so that's
behind
how
the scenes.
all of this started all this stuff. And then moving to I'm from Seattle, moving to Los Angeles, I started working at Warner Brothers Studios. And
what do you do?
I was working as a tour guide there. And
Oh,
working
my God.
In the archive. And then the archivist named Leith Adams gave me a documentary called The Sci-Fi Boys.
Yeah, that's a great.
And then it all just kind of came together.
Yeah.
And now I've spent the last 10 years of my life. I don't do that anymore. I'm a voiceover actor for cartoons and stuff.
I was gonna say your voice. You
got
a great voice.
Great voice. What are some of the cartoons you've done?
Samurai Jack, the new
Love
one.
it.
Hotel Transylvania 3, the
Wonderful.
newest one. I play the Gremlins. They're all flying on it, and I played the voice of all the Gremlins. And then I'm doing a new show where I play a cave. I mean, I do a bunch of anime and stuff.
Fantastic.
And some video games and stuff like that.
Great.
But it's funny. I feel like right as I got on the mic, it's like even if you ask me a question, you're not just going to get an answer. You'll get a podcast.
We like
I'm
that.
just like so excited to be talking to
Well,
you guys right now.
we love our fans and we love people who have something to say because it's not
I
always
think
the
also
case.
too, like moving to town, it's helped me out quite a bit because when you move to town and you have like dreams of wanting to be in this business,
right?
You spend 99.999% of your time not being in this business.
Yeah, we know.
So you have to find something that you love, and you have to find something that you're enthusiastic about. And so, coming here, I remember my girlfriend came with me, and I said, "This is where I want to live." And she goes, "Horror convention?" And I said, "No." With a bunch of people, with surrounded by enthusiasm and goodwill and people, and that's why with these little presents that I'm sort of.
And they're nice people here, and you brought us a gift.
I brought them a gift. Should
so
I describe
good.
it?
Please.
What is this thing?
So I collect animation cells from different cartoons, and this is an animation cell from the real Ghostbusters, and it's Winston. But what I've done is put it over a screenshot from The Shining because it feels like
it's so beautiful.
It feels like the Ghostbusters investigating the Overlook Hotel is just like a no-brainer. And
of course,
I put together fake movie posters. This one's the real Ghostbusters. Go to Salem's Lot. Whoever's looking at the picture will be able to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put it on Facebook.
The thing is, when you look at this picture of the Ghostbusters in the hotel,
it's perfect.
Yeah, but everyone's gonna die in this, right?
Or they're gonna get taken over by the hotel. Like this is right
Except
before
Ernie
he gets
Hudson.
chased by the topiary animals. He gets lost in the maze. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
We're going to put this in a place of honor at our home studio.
We'll put it in the studio, yeah.
Do it, great.
But I know how you feel about coming to LA because I did the move from San Francisco. I was doing stand-up there and then moved here.
Yeah.
And, everybody in San Francisco is like, why are you going to LA? I don't know, maybe to succeed?
Everybody in Seattle said the same thing. Yeah.
And,
definitely.
And then you get here and you're like, well, why would I want to live anywhere else? Because I'm surrounded by everything I've ever loved.
Absolutely. And the people that have made, and when it comes full circle, when you actually get to work with the people that made the stuff that you love,
yes,
it's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Especially like for your whole life, you've known that they're in the world, but they don't know you're in the world.
Right.
And then suddenly they do.
Right. And
it's
I always
like,
love this one too when they go, everyone's so phony here. I was like,
Yeah,
well,
that's
maybe
bullshit.
you're hanging out with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, for sure.
My friends are nice.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's great. Yeah, I think when I first got here, it was all about movie locations, and the first one was the Ennis Brown House and the House on Haunted Hill up in the local.
Oh! I flip out when I see that place. Oh, I love that place.
Mark Pitta loves that stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. See, I mean, and that's how I learned the city, is finding out about movie locations, taking a nerd picture with the location, and then looking around and seeing that I'm in Pasadena, or that I'm in Boyle Heights, or wherever the hell I'm.
Or you're in Bronson Cave.
We're in Bronson Caves, yeah. And I remember, and my dad was the one, because of his famous Monsters magazines, that actually gave me this love of this stuff. So when he came down, it was like a great triumph to fly him down here and like create like a tour and go to like the Whatever Happened to Baby Jane house, go down to the People Under the Stairs house, go over to Pasadena and have him take a picture next to the hedge and do an Instagram post where it's Michael Myers and then my dad. You know what I mean? And that was around the time that the Guillermo exhibit was going on at the LACMA, so then you bring him there, and my dad had his mullet blazing in the wind, and he loved it.
Did you take him to the House on Haunted Hill then? Did you drive by Forey Ackerman's old house?
You know what? I've actually never been by Forey Ackerman's old house, and it's one of the great regrets of my life that I was not born a little bit earlier so that I'd get a chance to go visit.
Well, the cool thing is to get up to the House on Haunted Hill, you have to go up Glendower, so you passed it.
I probably passed it a million times. I just didn't know that it was.
Yeah, they've redone it a little bit, but it still has the basic shape. But Forey Spirit is around there.
Absolutely. Well, and that's why this is one of my great goals in life, is to be able to meet the great Bob Burns.
Yeah, I managed to go to his place twice, and it was just mind-boggling. I mean, the expanse of his collection is so impressive. and like these iconic pieces that he has
Yeah.
from every movie, like masks from
'cause
Star
there's
Wars.
Frank
and-
Dietz did that documentary Beast Wishes,
Right.
Which is another wonderful one.
Yeah.
And
He's a
I talked
sweetheart.
to
We
Dana
love him.
about that actually, because Dana knows him really well. Dana Gould.
Yeah.
And so I think one time we're going to get a chance to go over there. I might be able to go over there with him.
Yeah, and he's real chill and really nice
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like when we were there, he actually let us touch the King Kong armature.
That's so.
See, that's amazing. Yeah, maybe one day you could bring some of your other friends over. Maybe.
Let me see. My wife,
There are other people that you may know who have never been.
Living room.
Yeah. Gee, what an idea.
I know the kids from the orphanage. That's what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, no, that would be good for them. Yeah. Now, when you were growing up, obviously your dad was a fan of all this stuff.
Yeah.
And did you guys sit together and watch all the old movies?
We did, but it's funny. Whenever somebody ever asked me, I down along Magnolia Boulevard, I always go in and out of those stores, and I always go in and talk to Del at Dark Delicacies, and we talk about what we're talking about right now all the time. And he's asked me in the past, what was the first horror movie? And I have to say that my first experience wasn't a movie in its entirety. It was walking from my room to the kitchen to get like a glass of water and catching the scene in The Thing where the dog is turning in, you know what I mean? Or the scene in The Brood where the little kid is going up the stairs and hammering that woman in the head with the mallet.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
so, and my first full-length experience was Terror in the Aisle. You remember that one?
It's all the trailers. Yeah.
My first horror film was similar in that when I was playing with my cousins and I looked downstairs and my two older brothers are watching The Black Scorpion, and it was the scene where the guy is attacked on the telephone pole, and I go, "Oh, what is this?" They're all, get out of here! There's too scary. They didn't want me down there.
Scary.
Yeah, well, and it's funny too because when I was a kid, it was more. I mean, I was exposed to all that stuff and really interested, but my brother was the one. I mean, it's really nice to have an older brother that just kind of leaves stuff for you. Well,
no way! Whoa!
I tease my brother.
Sometimes those older brothers can be very mean, and
I guess sometimes they can. But if they have great taste,
Get 'em on a good day.
and you share a room with them, and they leave shit behind for
That's
you to
true.
pick up and see, and I mean that's where all this stuff came from. I would dedicate my interest in all this stuff to my dad and my brother. For
Okay.
sure.
My brother, my dad was this amazing artist, and so my brother got all the original Aurora model kits, like the first run. And so my dad painted them all, and I just found them in a box during our move. And I'm going to, there's some of them need a little restoring here and there, but they're beautiful.
Yeah,
and so my brother, he kind of would lead me into these areas, but my earliest horror film memory is my brother, every once in a while he'd be saddled with me. It's like, go take care of your brother. And so he wanted to go see a movie. We go see Man with the X-Ray Eyes.
Oh, with Ray Milland?
Yeah, with Ray Milland, right?
Oh, wow.
And I have to be, 4, 5, something like that. I'm sitting here, and so far the movie's okay. Like, you could see through walls. Like, oh, that's neat, that's cool. And, oh, you could see through the girl's dress. Oh, that's naughty.
Yeah.
And then you get to the end, and pluck them out.
Yeah.
And I lost my shit.
Wow.
I freaked the
That's
fuck
amazing.
out. And luckily it was the end of the movie, because then he's like, putting his hand over my mouth and pushing me in the car.
He's in my favorite old horror movie, The Uninvited.
Uninvited, so good.
Shit.
great movie.
Yeah.
That's one that I don't hear I listen to a lot of these podcasts, and people don't really talk about that one, but it's amazing.
Yeah, the story behind the ghost is probably one of the most interesting stories.
Yeah, for sure. And I
for a ghost story movie.
I think sometimes to modern horror fans, it's hard for them to go back and watch it because a lot of it's familiar. Just the people, like, they buy a house, they buy it really cheap, and then they move in, and then it turns out that there's hauntings, and then they're trying to figure out why, and it's scary at first, but then they find out, and then they try to help the ghost, and you know what I mean? Like, it's maybe not the first, but one of the first.
But it's shot so well, and there's just beautiful
especially
atmosphere.
like the lighting, just the candlelight on his face.
Yeah. And I always have to do a plug for The Innocents. Probably my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite, I would say probably my favorite haunted house movie of all time.
It would be great to do The Innocents, to do The Changeling, and to do The Uninvited, and have that be like a little marathon.
Yeah.
They go really well together.
He brought up The Changeling.
I just showed that to my daughter, and she just loved it.
Daughter?
She's 13.
Oh, okay. 13, wow. And she loved it.
She loved it. She actually loved it more than The Descent, which is
I
the
love.
second film.
But you would think a kid from this day and age would kind of like the more visceral type horror movie more.
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
she went for atmosphere.
Yeah, the change
very
because people
encouraging.
don't realize this is a film that was made in the 70s.
Yeah.
George C. Scott. And just what they do with the camera angles, the mood, and the sound, and it's a really
It's
creepy
really great,
film. Anything
yeah.
with creepy
Yeah.
little kids.
That
and,
ball
yeah.
still haunts
Was
me.
she still invested when Melvin Douglas is walking up the stairs that are on fire?
You see,
gotta forgive a little
you guys,
bit.
you're jaded. You're, I've seen all kinds. No, I know you. I know. It's like, no, it's
The
just.
beginning of that movie is my favorite. You know, like
Yeah.
you know, with the
My father, my room.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
My
They should do,
medal, my medal.
they should do a figure.
Good voiceover guy.
Yeah.
Very.
Yes,
Thank you
yeah.
very much. Yeah, yeah.
They should do a figure of that ball.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you know, the ghost movie, which is, I guess you could say it's not really a ghost movie, but it kind of always falls into that category, is the movie The Evil. Do you remember that one? With
I don't think I ever
Victor
saw that one.
Bono as the devil.
Whoa.
And
okay.
it's crazy.
Is he as sweaty as he was in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane?
Sweatier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it's hot down there.
Yeah, imagine an unhealthy King Tut.
Oh, okay. Imagine. I don't have to. I can see it on MeTV. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And the
Yeah.
effects are laughable. Except there's one scene where a guy, they're trapped in this house. The
Yeah.
house won't let them out.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get out of the house, and so they get a circular saw,
Yeah.
and they're trying to saw through the lock of the front door.
Oh, wow.
And he thinks he's getting through the door, but he's actually just sawing through his hand.
Oh, wow.
And that's a pretty cool,
Yeah.
scary
Well, you know, I don't
moment.
want to keep you guys too much, but I've never.
No, we're
gotten
gonna keep
be-
you.
Okay, great. I've never gotten to be on a podcast before, or like a monster themed podcast, and I listen to a lot of them, and I've never heard anybody talk about the movie The Lady in White.
Oh, yeah.
With
yeah.
with
Was it
what's the kid from Witness?
Yeah, right.
Lucas Haas.
Robert
Lucas Haas.
LaLoggia film.
Frank LaLoggia.
Frank LaLoggia,
Which
who
was
did
like
Fear
one of-
No Evil.
He did Fear No Evil, and that's about it.
I would just
Yeah.
want to say there is one member here who's not with us today, Mr. Shawn Sheridan, and he could say something, you know.
Maybe.
And,
I mean, that
I knew LaLoggia.
When people say, like, what are your go-to Halloween movies, October 1st, it is The Lady in White. I mean, I love that movie.
I do
and
too.
actually, you know, Ben Scribbins from Fright Rags,
Yeah.
the T-shirt company, he out in Rochester, he lives just about 15 minutes away from the town where they shot that. And in October, I'm going to actually fly out there. I mean, if he listens to this, I don't know. Like, Ben, please, can
Of
we still
course
do
he
this? But he's gonna show me around to all the filming locations of The Lady in White.
It has kind of an it quality to it.
Yeah, for sure. Like a small
know?
town,
Yeah.
and there's like, you know, secrets and
Yeah,
stuff.
this
and-
creeping evil.
Yeah, because it's like a ghost story and murder mystery and a
Yes.
coming of age story.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm talking about this movie. I love it so much, but I keep forgetting the actors' names. Alex Rocco is the dad. He played Mo Green in The Godfather.
Okay.
And then Len Carew, who is still working, he plays like the bad guy or whatever. And then there was the gal that was on Soap and Who's the Boss? What's her name?
Catherine Hellman.
Catherine Hellman.
Yeah.
Just died, yeah.
Yeah. It's a great movie if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
The Lady in White.
Yeah.
Lady in White.
Frank
yeah.
LaLoggia, I wish he'd done more movies because I love Fear No Evil.
Yeah.
Who's like Stefan Argent. What's the guy's? He's the kid from Land of the Giants, and his name is. he's got a very strange name, but he plays the Antichrist.
Yeah, well,
And,
I don't know what the reason is that he didn't do more movies, but he lives in Tuscany now. He lives like out in the
I guess he's doing okay.
I guess so. Yeah.
But good soundtrack to that movie too. A lot of great punk rock.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the music for that.
Well, I'm going to have to check that out, The Lady in White. And I want to thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
stopping
stopping by.
by our
Thanks for
booth
the
and giving
present,
us
too.
this wonderful gift. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
And keep on listening.
Sounds good. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah.
I love Monster Party. Thank you.
So this is really interesting. We have, Matt, every once in a while we get someone coming up to us to talk to us, and I'm looking at this outfit, and I'm not really sure what this is exactly.
And then I look at the person who was with the person in the costume, and she's wearing a T-shirt, and I'm like, oh, okay. a character from a movie called The Terror of Hallows Eve.
The Terror of Hallows Eve. And this is a very frightening looking character, kind of like a Joker kind of character, like a kind of like a funny medieval person, but kind of creepy and a Halloween color like.
Scary vintage pajamas.
Is there anything you could tell us about this movie?
I mean, I think that the way that I portray this character is that he's very soft and sensitive and kind of like wants to reel you in, but once you're in, it's over.
Uh-oh.
Like, watch your back. Like,
Wow. You must know my wife.
it starts out very mild, and then you get deeper and deeper in it, and you're like, oh my God.
Okay, and so it looks like there's a really great group of people in this movie, too. You've got Eric Roberts, I see, and is that the famous Doug Jones?
Friend of the show.
Yeah, we
Doug
had him on the
Jones.
show. Yeah. We also have the director of The Terror of Halloween with us. Can you tell us a little bit about this film?
Sure. Terror of Hallows Eve, I did about a year and a half ago. It came out December on Redbox and Amazon. It stars Doug Jones as the lead
We love him.
character.
We love him to death.
We have featured music by John Carpenter.
Wait. You got John Carpenter to do your music?
Wow. He loves us too.
I licensed the Lost Themes.
Oh, he licensed the
That's
theme.
okay.
Featured
That works for
music.
me.
Featured
Yeah.
music. We got Juliet Landau. We've got Christian Kane. We've got Peter Jason, Zach Ward, bunch of guys.
It's a great cast.
Yeah.
Okay, and it sounds, this is kind of creepy. When is this coming out now?
It came out already. It's at Redbox. It's also at Amazon, not Amazon Prime, but Amazon. And you can actually buy DVDs and the merchandise at theterrorofhallowseve.com.
Could you give us sort of a brief synopsis of
I will, okay.
what this is about?
I'm a special effects makeup artist by trade turned
Okay.
director. So when I was a little kid, I got beat up a lot because I was a nerdy little kid making monsters in my garage.
Oh, we understand.
we know.
We get it, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? So I figured people could identify with that. So I used that as my premise. So the kid basically goes out on Halloween, gets beat up, comes back, finds a magical pumpkin on the way home, wishes revenge, and his house is turned into a poltergeist of monsters where all the bullies are brutally killed one by one.
Oh my God, that sounds so great.
Oh my God. This
Okay, does that
could be
include,
my
does it
new
include
favorite
mean
movie.
older brothers or just
Save that for the sequel.
That is the sequel, yeah. And this actually happened to me. I got beat up by these guys, and I took that whole backstory. So it's kind of an anti-bully horror thing, but it's very 1980s. It takes place in the 80s. It's got a bunch of great stuff in it. So
yeah, but here's the great thing. Where are those clowns now? Look at you. You're here in Hollywood directing motion
movies,
picture,
making dreams come true.
Yeah, I killed them in my movies. That was my demons, So
it's good, very
it's all
cathartic.
good.
I'm sure.
It's
right?
all good. But it actually premiered at Fright Fest in London. And it sold out. It was at Sitges in Spain. Won a bunch of awards. So it's a good movie. I'll bring a movie over and drop it off.
We would
love it. That would be great.
You got it.
We're your guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I said you got to come over and talk to these guys.
Yeah,
but I mean,
No, don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Stay in character.
Yeah. I'll bring you guys a movie and a couple shirts.
I would love it. Thank you so much. Well, I have got to check out The Terror of Hallows Eve, and with Doug Jones.
Doug Jones, my new Halloween classic.
Got to check it out.
Doug Jones is by far one of the greatest, sweetest, most talented actors I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And I've got to put him in different makeups on different films. I put him in a creature makeup in Ouija for Blumhouse. We did a movie a long, long time ago called Monkey Bone, where I made him a character in Monkey Bone.
Monkey Bone? I love Monkey Bone.
So me and Doug go way back, and he is literally one of the sweetest guys you'll ever meet.
Honestly, he is like has to be one of the nicest human beings on earth.
We had him on our show a while back, and he's been a little busy, This is before the whole Shape of Water thing, but he was going to do that. But we did a whole episode on monster acting, and he was wonderful.
Great, really took us into the creative process of inhabiting a character and body work and.
But you've been doing this kind of stuff for a while. What other things have you done? I mean, this is your directing thing, but what else have you done?
I have a company called Illusion Industries. We did both Smurfs movies. We did Hank Azaria as the Gargamel. We did.
That's one of Matt's favorites. He loves that.
Really, Matt? Okay.
They scare the shit out of me.
You know what? They should. Those little bastards. But I go way back. My very first movie that I worked on was Hook.
You worked on Hook?
I was one of the many artists working on Hook.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was my break into the industry. But yeah, so
Fantastic.
Lots of cool stuff.
Man, talking about living the dream.
Absolutely. Have a good time.
Well, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I look forward to seeing this movie. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yes?
And what is your name?
I'm Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia. Is that all we're going to get?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, fine. That's all you need.
You're doing a great job.
One name worked for Prince.
I'll give you a plug. Sylvia actually just graduated from the best makeup school there is in town called MUD. And
Yeah.
She just graduated.
Wow.
It's an 8-month experience. So
Okay, so I got to
okay-
ask.
it's okay
so
to
you
brag
did
a little.
makeup stuff. Okay, so what did you do? Like gross things or like beauty makeup? What did you do?
We did it all. So like it started off doing beauty makeup. That was the first course, and then they have like a hairstyling course. Then they have the special effects course, which you learn injuries such as cuts, burns, scars, all that nasty stuff. And then the last one is the final special effects class where we learn how to sculpt and mold our own silicone pieces, foam pieces. We
Okay.
run them. It was crazy fun.
Crazy fun. So so if I said, hey, I need to make a big gash on my arm, you could like whip that out in no time.
Oh, I got you.
Now, what
I
about
got you.
are bladders still in? I'm a big fan of bladders.
You know, like
I love
the howling.
the
you know,
bladder effect with
you
the
know.
little, under the skin going blur, blur.
Blood tubing?
No, more like a kind of.
The blow bladders where you make your skin pump
Yeah,
up
it's like
and
a
all that.
pustule is coming
like
through the
pulsing?
skin. Yes.
Oh, I didn't learn how to do that, but I'm down to learn
All right,
that.
we'll teach you. All right, get the clay out, get the bladders.
One more shameless plug for you.
Go, man. That's what this is all about.
So I'm one of the judges on a reality show called Halloween Wars on the Food Network. And we already shot the next season, and we have got some of the best guests on this show. Some great guests. I can't say who they are, but I'll say one of them.
That's all right.
Their name rhymes with Belvira.
Okay, and when can I see this? When
be
can I see
anyone.
this?
Anyone.
Yeah.
It could be anyone. Could be anyone. It actually airs the entire month of October on the Food Network, and I've been told, I'm not sure, but I've been told it's the #1 show on the Food Network.
Yeah, yes. And what does that say? People who like food also like monster things.
These guys are awesome, though. I love, and they're making these full displays of creatures and monsters and sets and everything, and it's all out of food. And I told them when I went on as the judge, I'm like, if it's not real, I can't do this because it's my name on this. And they're like, no, it's real, and it is real. They're doing it in that
Actual.
time. It is real, and it's awesome. It's a great show. I'm a big fan of it.
The time is correct.
Yeah.
It's all food. It's not. They haven't.
No.
It's all edible.
There's no cheating, and I will say this. I mean, it's when I went on there, I thought it was just another gig, be a fun gig. But after the cameras are off, we vote a team off every episode. And after the cameras are off, we go up, and they're breaking down crying. We got 10, 15 minutes of just trying to deal with the sadness of these guys.
I understand the breaking down and crying.
Because he'll do that just speaking.
No, it's like no.
It's okay. It gets better.
Sometimes during our show, when our show is over, and I just have to step away and go into a different room. But we're good friends though. We're good friends. Yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by our booth.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing this Blu-ray. Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you so
much
much
for stopping by. You know what's so fun is I'm just sitting here. We're chatting. Hey! Oh my gosh! Look who's in.
So if I could just point out to the audience that was a fake surprise.
No, I'm always
staged.
surprised.
Do 3 more takes.
No, Ken, I'm always surprised. You have your lovely lady Mel here. How are you, Mel?
I'm okay.
And but I see you have your little bat ears.
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
You're a bat, but you love pumpkins.
Let me guess, you're
Yes, I
even
love
more tired after speaking to Larry.
No, I'm going to energize her. She's going to get excited.
On What We Do in the Shadows on Larry, actually. the TV series.
Yes,
yeah.
Wait,
what?
That's true.
What?
Energy vampire on What We Do in the Shadows, and he drains people of their
Their
will
energy.
to live.
Yeah, and by talking to them.
So,
Kidding.
what are you saying?
I'm joking.
Did you guys know that Ken introduced chicken McNuggets to the world?
Did unfortunately.
Yeah. What's wrong?
I'm still trying to find that commercial. If anybody can find it on YouTube.
Okay.
You're blocking. You're blocking.
Yeah, you're blocking her
Sorry,
from the camera mic.
All right.
That
so
doesn't
you guys,
exist.
So you guys have been here. How long have you been here now?
We got here at 6, and we've seen almost the entire thing.
Okay.
Have you seen anything that you thought was really cool?
There's somebody at a beautiful Frankenstein bust. It's like an old Frankenstein, really cool. Other than that, my brain is completely scrambled as to what else I've seen. But
Did you go to the snack bar?
no, I haven't water.
Follow him with the mic. He's speaking. Put the mic in front of the
I don't
person
know.
speaking. There you go.
No, I'm stop speaking.
No, this is a disaster.
How's the show going?
So far, it's terrific.
Where's Sean?
The mic work alone.
Who needs him? Come on.
Everyone, stop talking about Sean.
Wait, you come here and all you can think about is Shawn Sheridan.
That's all I can think about all the time.
I know. No, it's true.
Think about you, Larry.
Okay,
No.
that's the...
He has a
Now-
separate Sean diary
Okay, now, but
that
what
I've read,
Yes?
and it's filthy.
Okay, now what I want to know is, have you guys been to the museum that they have here?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you see there?
My favorite part was Vampira.
Vampira?
And I don't know, the big
Like a
monster?
statue?
There's just a big demon kind of monster. There's a beautiful Alice Cooper that Nick Mara did. Nick Mara, always amazing.
Alice Cooper seems to be a theme.
Yeah.
Was there an
There's a
Alice
great,
Cooper pinball machine in there with him?
It's just Alice Cooper.
Oh, okay.
Sort of looks like at the age he is now for some reason. And then and there's an amazing
The Apes. Planet of the Apes.
collection. Sure.
Wait, it's a Planet of the Apes collection?
Yeah, they have some furniture from Dr. Zaius' office, the lawgiver statue.
Dr. Zaius? Dr. Zaius?
Dr. Zaius, Dr.
Now, wait a
Zaius.
minute. Is this from Brian Peck's collection?
Some is. The lawgiver is not Brian's, but the rest is.
Okay.
Oh.
It's
That's neat.
Brian Peck's a friend of the show.
Brian Peck
Yes,
is
he is.
walking around here somewhere.
he's
I
here.
just saw him
Yeah.
minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure if he stops by, he'll see the sign and he'll come over and he'll chat.
I'm sure he'll talk to you.
Because this is going well, right?
Oh,
This
yeah.
interview?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's riveting stuff.
So what else? What
So
do you
how's
think about
Sean's
the carpet?
podcast going? Is that what he's doing today? He's off doing his
He's
show?
off doing his own, his spin-off one.
Sean party.
Now, Ken, what I want to know is you were on...
Gina loves Shawnee.
No, you were on an episode of Stand Against Evil.
I was on one episode a season.
Yeah.
I'm the recurring,
So that would be 3.
changing recurring character.
So what was the last one that you did?
I had my antiquities shop and I got killed by a puppet.
Yeah.
It was nice.
And you have a little dog that you walk.
I had a little dog.
Yeah.
And, Pepper.
Pepper.
My little dog Pepper. Take me home, Pepper.
Now that must have been fun because you like puppets.
Sure.
And dogs.
Actually, Dana and Rob Cohen and I years ago, and Matt Weinhold.
And Matt Weinhold. I'm right here.
I said your name.
Last.
What do you want, $1?
Okay.
Where's Sean, by the way? We like years ago for MTV did a show called
That's right.
Super Adventure Team.
Super
which is
Adventure
a
Team. Before
Thunderbirds.
Team America. Hello.
Spin on Thunderbirds.
Yeah. It was great. It was
Team
really
America
funny
ripped us off.
with Wally Wingert as one of the
Who was
voices.
also walking
Yeah.
around here. I saw
Yeah.
him earlier.
Mhm. Friend of the show.
We're all here.
Everybody's
here.
Yeah. They should call this Starapalooza.
Right?
Yeah. I'm not Sean. And
Sean is not here?
I never
Where's Sean, by the
never
way?
said I was. But I'm trying to be more him every day.
Yes. Okay.
Material.
Now this is great, but I want to know. So what is the deal with your shirt? You have a very
What's up
interesting
with this
shirt.
That is Ed Gein, the original Psycho, the original the
Texas
inspiration
Chainsaw
for
Massacre,
Texas Chainsaw
yeah.
Massacre and Psycho. He had a little mother fixation.
Yes, he did.
And he killed elderly ladies.
Yeah.
And Mel and I went as Halloween for as Bernice Warden and Ed Gein one year.
No.
Victim Bernice.
What did you wear when you were dressed up as that?
It's funny because it was just out of his closet. We
Of course it was. Yeah.
For anything.
Look, you guys just role play every Wednesday, and you thought, hey, let's bring it outside.
And then I took her home, hung her up, and dressed her out like a deer.
Now you didn't really do that.
No, she's here and alive.
No, she's
right
here and
now.
alive, yes.
I'm wondering about Sean, though. Where's Sean?
Sean, I've made a couch out of Sean's bones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, to keep with the Ed Gein
Now I
theme.
know that you're a busy guy. You got all kinds of things in the fire. Is there anything that you're working?
No idea how incredibly busy I am.
Is there another McNugget thing that's coming out?
Yes.
Jesus, I wish.
Or perhaps a Shamrock Shake?
I did work. I've been working on a movie with Brian Peck and my writing partner John Matta. And
we love Matta.
We'll see what happens with that. We're written a script, and other than that, just looking for Sean.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed for that. But also, do you still work on the Halloween parade stuff?
I do. Yes, the Anaheim Halloween Parade.
So tell me about that.
95th year, I believe. Yeah, I work with my friends Bill and Kathy, and we build floats. And if you love Halloween, it's super cool. It's like authentic old Halloween.
And where is this?
In Anaheim. Hey, Bill, Kathy. They're asking me about the Anaheim Halloween Parade.
Oh, here's Kathy. Hi, Kathy.
Kathy and Bill are here.
Will you tell me a little bit about this Halloween thing? What is this?
Be honored. So since 1924 in the city of Anaheim, 1924.
Wow.
The kids have gotten together and put on a darn good Halloween parade. You ought to come on down. It's October 26th. It's always a Saturday before Halloween. And
year, 90.
It's the 95th year. Yes, good.
Wow, he's good. Yes.
Now this is crazy. Now this is the city of Disneyland, right?
No, sir. Actually, Anaheim was founded in 1857, so we just predate Walt just a little.
Yeah, it was a city before it was Disneyland.
It was a city, and we actually have, it's 50 square miles, so there's a little bit more than that beautiful castle in the middle.
But don't you guys have Disney people help out, putting on the paper mache or stuff?
Do you know, quite honestly, Disney comes to the parade every year, and they bring a character, and we have Disney volunteers who help with the kitty costume contest. They're great partners in the community. They really are.
Now, can anyone come on down and help work on these floats?
Heck yeah, you can reach us at www.anaheimhalloweenparade.org, and we'd be happy to give you instructions on how to come to the warehouse.
That sounds really cool. Matt, what do you think?
Our first Grand Marshal was Babe Ruth.
No.
Walter Johnson and Babe
baseball?
Ruth.
Yeah.
One of our last Grand Marshals was Bob Gurr, who designed the monorail.
Designed the monorail.
Wow.
That's Disney.
That is Disney. Yes,
it's a little bit.
Disney.
It's a little bit. But we actually physically work them, make them buy us martinis, and push floats down the parade.
Okay, I want to hang with you. Martinis.
Volunteering is super fun.
We're doing a podcast from the site.
Oh,
wow.
He's feigning excitement, but there's a little bit of hesitation in his face.
No, that sounds
the radio can't pick up.
No, that sounds...
Hey, what's that empty chair there? Is that Sean's chair?
We have
Sean Sheridan is not here yet.
We have a missing co-host. But you know what? We've been doing fine.
I think you're doing fantabulous. You're picking up all sorts of strange people in the crowd to talk to. That's really good.
We are, but Ken and I, we've talked about this thing for years. But I always thought, it's only for bat people or something.
Have you gone? You really should go and bring the kids, because it really is if you love Halloween,
I love Halloween. Do you guys love Halloween?
We do love Halloween, and it's a monster of a party down there. You ought to come.
Hey!
We're actually starting next Sunday with starting some building, rehabilitating our floats and building some new items. We'd love to have you come on down and take a tour of the facility.
That sounds awesome. And again, tell me, what is the website again?
You can reach us at www.anaheimhalloweenparade.org.
And I have a question.
Excellent.
Is there a nude float? Can you do a nude one? Can you do... Or clothing optional?
Wait, whoa.
It is Anaheim, and we do predate Disney, so there's a lot of nudity, not necessarily at the parade.
That's red tape.
So just to confirm, this is a family-friendly...
Family, got it.
That is how you get a family. That is correct.
Actually, we have great after parties, so please.
What if I just went to the after party?
We would prefer to just go to the after party, really.
No, come on. We want to see
I want to go to the
I
parade.
think maybe we need a Mr. Godiva.
The world needs to see that. Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for telling me about this wonderful parade. I've got to check this out. Maybe we could look into
I can't
doing
wait
a
to
podcast
see this,
from there.
Do a recording from the parade and be part of it.
Guys, thank you very much. Enjoy yourselves at MONSTERPALOOZA. All right.
By the way, where's Sean? Is he anywhere in the building?
No, it's like, those Twilight Zones where all of a sudden somebody never existed?
Why are you being so evasive? Where is he?
Sean has this thing called employment. We've been trying to talk him out of it.
No, I get it.
No, we're glad.
Something else to do.
We're actually glad he's employed.
It really is a breath of fresh air to not have him. A sigh of relief.
Thank you so much for stopping by, talking to us, man. I really appreciate it. Enjoy yourself here at the show.
Why are you signing off on this like you've never met him before?
I thought his lady is walked away.
Hey, man, that's just life.
Yeah. See you guys later.
We just ran into Matt Takota and his son Sig, who Matt and I ran into at G-Fest last summer.
Hello.
Hey, Sig.
Matt and Sig.
Hi.
And this is your first Monsterpalooza.
Yeah.
Are you liking it?
Yeah.
It's great, huh?
It's fantastic. This is amazing.
Is it bigger than you expected?
Much bigger. Much bigger. I was actually thinking something more intimate. I've read about the Burbank days, but coming here and waiting in line, even after having purchased a ticket, it was, and it's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's incredible and it gets bigger every year.
And Matt and I, when we met you at G-Fest last summer, we were blown away by the quality of your costumes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And the fact that you let me put art of one of them on.
You wore Baltan, didn't you?
I
wear
did.
The Baltan head and the claws.
Yeah, and that made me feel like, I was back to 6 years old watching Ultraman on UHF.
That's how we feel every day at my house.
I want to live with you.
And you're a team. You do father-son cosplay.
Everything's father-son, yeah.
Amazing.
My daughter this year is getting involved. We're doing Planet of the Apes, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes tomorrow, and my daughter this year is doing her first con. She's 5, and she's going to be a little girl chimpanzee with a headband and a flower in it. That was the stipulation for her to get dressed up, is she has to have the headband with a flower. So
we saw some preview pictures of your apes costumes on Facebook, and it looks pretty
incredible.
amazing.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
If I can give a little plug,
that's what this is all about.
The costumes, the masks, actually came from Ape Mania.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Famous. From what I understand, Fox Studios would hire them for their promotional events. And
That's
things like
right.
that.
Yes.
So I reached out, talked to them, and they actually made a child chimpanzee pullover for.
You don't have to tell me.
For Sig here.
And it's from Conquest?
We're actually going to be Conquest because we had to travel, and we needed room, and we didn't have room for all the feet, the feet with the toes. So we're actually we brought 2 green jumpsuits, and I sewed the green zippers on, and we painted up some shoes. And
well, that's one of my favorite ape films, anyway.
Probably the best sequel,
hands
of
down.
The group. Which, by the way, I did watch your guys' YouTube video about Planet of the Apes. You really need to revisit it. So much more to say. So much more.
Is this the one that got like a gazillion hits for no apparent reason?
On our YouTube?
Yeah.
It was Beneath. And I think it got a zillion hits because we put WTF in it about the ending. What's the ending of Beneath the Planet of the Apes? WTF. Then suddenly we have more hits than any other video we've ever done.
Doesn't that mean we should be putting that on everything that we do?
could tag every video WTF.
Yeah.
When I first moved to LA, there was a little area in West LA called Century City where 20th Century Fox is.
Oh, yeah,
And Century City at the time hadn't really changed since they shot Conquest. So you could walk around those corridors in the whole futuristic element. It's like you're there. You're exactly where they shot it. Now most of that's torn down. Unfortunately, yeah.
I was hoping to get a nice rally after the convention tomorrow, and some gasoline cans.
It's about time.
Yeah,
that place needs a good raising.
Enough with the nose.
Yeah. And maybe some reshot footage where you're not actually inciting the end of the world.
With the different pitch and the voice.
Exactly, yeah.
Pan in on the eyes.
But we will put down our weapons. No, you won't. No, you didn't. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, actually, have you guys seen the Blu-ray?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, that's the staple at the house. The original intent.
What's great about it is when you watch it all these years later, of course that's the way it would have ended.
Yeah.
Watching it with adult eyes, you go, no, there's no other way that was going to go.
Because you don't pull punches. You don't pull punches after all that.
Right. Even after the speech, One gorilla would have shot somebody, and that would have been it. It would-
Oh yeah. One rifle butt to the head on
Done.
the governor. Done.
Yeah.
And they're all going. They're all following suit. Right?
No, I said Britannia. Not me.
But Lisa did utter the word.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Lisa.
Takes away a whole lifetime of rage.
Good old, who in the family is going to play Natalie Trundy? Yeah, and maybe a mutant, right?
Wait.
And you could do the reveal and the.
So I have a question. For Sig. Sig, do you enjoy playing a young ape?
Yes,
Why do you enjoy it?
because I get to walk around and make people happy.
You see the joy in people's faces.
That's what I do. That's why I do what I do.
And you do the walk, right? You do like a little ape walk.
Yeah,
the
you-
ape shuffle.
Yeah.
Really good at it. And you've got a toy that you got here at the convention.
Yeah.
And I guess it was something that you were looking for, right?
Yeah.
And what do you got there?
A predator toy.
And it's nice. I think it's a NECA one, right, James?
It looks like it's very well articulated.
Yeah.
A necklace of skulls.
Wow.
Skull necklace.
Yeah.
Bones.
I like that.
You're
I
a
want
fan
one of
the-
my own.
You're a fan of the Predator movies, then I take it.
Yes.
What's your favorite one?
I only seen one.
Which one did you see? The first one?
Jungle one.
Oh, the jungle. The first one?
The first one.
First one. Yeah.
That's the best
Yeah,
one.
that is the best one. Yeah. In fact, I would say you don't really have to worry about the other ones, except I do like Alien versus Predator. It's got its detractors. I think it's good.
We did the
Okay.
We did the trailer for it.
Yeah.
it. But he feels he's ready for everything now. He heard cussing on Alien or on Predator, so
You know, we discourage that kind of talk here on Monster Party.
yeah.
But it happens in real life.
There's been moments in the car when we're listening to the podcast. Because after G-Fest, he's like, Dad, can we listen to Monster Party? Sure. Let's do that.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Don't say that around your mom.
Yeah, no.
Was that the first and last time he asked if he could listen to Monster Party?
No, actually, he's a big fan of your Japan trip.
Oh, that's fairly clean, I think, right?
It's very, that's very clean. He's actually a big fan of the Japan trip DVD. After meeting you two, now he's like, oh,
You want to go down that
guys.
slide, don't you? Yes. That Godzilla slide, yeah.
Yes, Godzilla slide. You can see me go down the Godzilla slide. Oh, I'm sorry.
We have a
see me go
microphone
down the
right
Godzilla
here.
slide several times. Yeah, check it out. You got to show him. Show him.
He's seen it. He's watched it a number of times.
Okay, you watch it. Go. Wow, that guy is so lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine a city where, Sig, you walk down the street and there's store after store after store of like all the cool stuff that we like. There's an Ultraman restaurant, Sig, that serves food in the shape of Ultraman kaiju.
You land at the airport in Japan and you can find Ultraman toys and Godzilla toys at the airport.
At the airport.
And you're like, this
Sig.
is paradise.
It's where I'm going to go to retire. I'm telling you. It's so good. We all got to go. We need to charter a flight.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Monster Party listener party?
Yes.
Honestly, seriously. Holtz is in, right? Yeah.
Adam Holtz is joining.
Oh, he's reserved a spot, I think, years ago, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, take it out of his 401k.
That's a good idea.
We're here to help. You make bad decisions.
Let's remind our listeners that this Japan video is available on YouTube. Monster Party Goes to Japan, so you
It's
can find that on
free.
YouTube. It's free. Just go on YouTube.
There's so much of Monster Party that's free.
And all the
except for the
episodes.
things that cost money, and that's what we want you to pay attention to.
And
Buy
all the
a
episodes
t-shirt.
are streaming now on YouTube as well. But if you go back to our earliest material on YouTube, you will see the videos. There's the Monster Party Goes to Japan. There's Comic Con. There's Planet of the Apes. A lot of fun stuff. Check it out.
Yeah.
Little plug.
Adam Holtz brings up a very sensitive subject, and that is the fact that when we did our earliest version of Monster Party, we sat in James's living room, and it was, I guess it's Santa Monica, so you would think that there'd be some sort of like sea breeze coming in, but it didn't make it to his place. And so the first time, I don't think we even had an air conditioner, right?
Well, no, because when you live on the west side in LA, a lot of people don't have air conditioning because you get the sea breeze. Well, this was the heat of the summer and there was no breeze.
No breeze. So then we shoot some shows and we're like drenched. And so when we shot 3 or 4 in a row, and by the 4th one, it's like broadcast news, you know what I mean? Yeah, and we're
all holding towels and we're wiping ourselves.
we look like we're all having heart attacks. So sad. And then we do the next round, and James gets a portable air conditioner, like one with the big hose that you put out the window. And we do that, no difference. No difference whatsoever.
No.
Dripping with sweat, heart attack city. Yeah. So, but those days are behind us.
And then we shoot like 4 shows that day, and then the hard drives get lost, so we can't even.
No, it's a
broadcast
disaster all around. God was saying, stop this, don't do this.
But we digress.
Yeah. So Matt Dakota, aside from hanging with us here, what is the thing you're looking forward to the most? Costume contest?
For here at MONSTERPALOOZA.
At MONSTERPALOOZA, yes.
We got to walk through these vendors again, and mainly the prosthetics where they're doing the actual application of prosthetics and makeup.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Because that's actually an area we're kind of starting to move into with our cosplay.
You
to
should,
make the molding and facial structures we can actually, and breathe. No more sticky latex that doesn't breathe anymore. So I really want to see some of that stuff tomorrow. I heard there's a body painter.
Going to be here.
Yeah, right here at this booth.
Right here at this booth.
Pasure.
And I remember that episode. So from last year. So yeah, we'll swing by tomorrow. We're going to check that out.
Yeah. Always does amazing work.
Yeah, and then Norman Cabrera is going to be doing a sculpting demo tomorrow at the Stan Winston School of Arts booth, and that's kind of a highlight also that I really want to check out. I'm a fan of his work from Hellboy on. So.
And you just have a natural gift, and I'm not just kissing your ass here. Like, you have a natural gift. Like, those suits that you have done before
thank you.
are so good.
Thank you.
So they're
incredible.
What's funny about them is I bet they're better than the ones that they wore in the show in a lot of cases. Because you ever get an old Ultraman guidebook or something like that?
Oh yeah.
And you look at some of those candid photos where they do a nice close up, and you see the paint cracking.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, how is this already decaying? And this is the episode. It's not like this costume was worn a bunch of times.
Yeah. Well, there's stories. There's a great story when I was researching doing Pigmon for SIG last year at G-Fest. When they changed Garamon into Pigmon, the actress that played Fuji said when she did the take and she puts her arm around him, after the take, she'd moved her arm and the paint was still wet. And so her hand and her arm was red from the paint. And that's actually funny that you mentioned that, because one of the things we look at when we are doing the suits is I don't have a team standing off set to repair anything.
That's true.
So I have to, seams, crotch seams.
Yeah.
You know,
everything's got to be sturdy.
Reinforced. Yeah, I have to reinforce everything with rubber, latex rubber.
Why didn't they think of that?
They didn't have to.
They didn't have to. They had a whole
staff.
team. Yeah, that's true.
I got a 7-year-old boy.
Yeah, and that's not in his job description.
No, it's not. He's the performer.
Yeah, he's the performer.
Actor.
He's talent.
He is the talent.
He needs people bringing him drinks and him food.
And that is actually what I do for him.
How do you like that? That's a good job.
I just realized that SIG is wearing a Kiss Destroyer t-shirt in child size, which is the first time I've ever seen that. I didn't realize they even made that.
eBay.
Ooh.
Are you going to see the last, or have you already gone?
We actually, Kiss is his band. Kiss is what he discovered. He became a fan of Kiss on his own. My wife found that they were doing the final tour.
Yeah.
So, we went 2 months ago.
Wow.
SIG, you're a Kiss fan, SIG?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm a Kiss fan from way back in the day.
When we were Kiss. 13 years old.
No, yeah, I'm huge into Kiss.
What's your favorite Kiss song?
I Was Made for Loving You.
I was made for loving you.
That's a good one.
I don't know, did you guys see the pictures on Facebook where he's wearing the Monster Party hat?
Yes.
Eating sushi.
Yeah.
Eating sushi. We did a pre-game show basically for Kiss.
Great.
And, they were big in Japan, so we ate Japanese food. So
we're going in. If all goes well, we're going to see him in Oakland. I think in September.
Are you really?
Yeah.
It's a fantastic show.
I'm sure it is.
It is so well done.
They're such amazing showmen. I told my wife is not the biggest Kiss fan, but I told her, I said, look, if you go to this thing, it will make you a Kiss fan. It's that much fun.
Yeah, I'm really not the biggest Kiss fan, but I took him because he is a big Kiss fan, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. That was an amazing show.
When you guys come by, I can show you. I got my Mego Kiss figures out.
Oh, Sig, did you hear that? He has Kiss figures.
Oh, and I've got some presents for him. Yeah, if he likes Kiss, I'm gonna hook him up.
He loves Kiss.
All right, I got your number, Sig.
He actually saved up his chore money and bought the old. Do you remember the McFarlane?
Sure. Oh yeah.
Kiss figures,
Yeah.
and they're all buff and ripped abs.
yeah.
You know, he saved up, and over the course of like about 8-10 weeks, we went to this retro toy store back home. And he got one at a time, and he got all 4. They came with the letters KISS.
Yes.
Figure.
Yeah. There should be a little bladder effect thing on Gene where you, over the years, can make his gut go out a little bit. It happens to us all. It's okay.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm finding some of the kaiju suits maybe fit a little snug these days.
Yeah. But it also, I'm sure, helps you fit into them better because you've got to lose some weight in those things.
Yeah. When winter's over, it's time to get in kaiju costume wearing shape. This year is Inframan, so I've definitely got a few pounds to lose. So.
Oh!
Yeah.
You know, James and I are huge into Inframan.
I was going to ask after this Apes this weekend, what's next on the horizon? And you just
blew our mind.
Yeah, G-Fest will be Inframan, and he wants to be Belial. So we actually made a muscle suit. I just got finished making a foam muscle suit that we'll put underneath of the spandex suit. We started templating the helmet out.
Or you could just start working out. There you go. Yeah.
Steak and eggs. Chasing the chickens.
Oh God! Why did you have to say that? Because now I want steak and eggs.
Yeah, it does sound pretty good.
Oh, it sounds so good.
My cholesterol doesn't sound.
Oh, but A1 sauce, a little bit of A1 sauce. Oh, man. All right, you two.
You know, as we were talking about like what you're seeing here at the show, it's worth mentioning that a lot of conventions specialize in a lot of different things, and a lot of pop culture conventions have vendors, that sell toys and memorabilia, and this show has that. But more and more, it's becoming all about crafts, makeup, special effects, costumes.
Yeah, that's actually was the big draw for us. Matt, you mentioned it at G-Fest that we had to come out. We should come out. And I'd known about it for a few years and wanted to come, but it wasn't until I researched how many prosthetic companies, sculpting companies, like for example, we had to hit Burbank when we flew in because I needed 99% alcohol for my prosthetic makeup. So we stopped by a special effects shop there. And we told them we were in town, and they were amazing. They took us and showed us everything. They're here today, and they remembered us. We walked by, hey, it was amazing. And so it's neat you're seeing like the community of it, because you stop by one prosthetic booth and a model will wave and play at Sig. Sig gets a lot of attention from the ladies. So they'll play with him, but then somebody else will be standing there, and then we'll go over to their booth, and they remember us from the booth. And so it's neat to get to see a lot of that aspect, the special effects, the prosthetics, the makeup.
The monster community is a pretty tight one here in this city, I would say.
One thing we've learned about having a booth here at Monsterpalooza is that it's almost like a who's who of past Monster Party guests. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's like they're coming by the minute, practically.
Well, for example, like you're talking about the small community, we stopped by, there was a painter who did a General Ursus painting, and so we stopped to get a print of it, and he's drawn a little design on one of them for Sig, and right next to us, Greg Nicotero walks up.
Oh, yeah?
I looked over, and he looks at me, and I said, hi. He's like, hi. I said, like your work. Shakes my hand, thank you. Next thing you know, we're talking to Simon Lee, who's an amazing sculptor and creature creator. The community is just amazing amongst
Have
everybody.
you ventured to Savini territory?
I have. It's a little much for him, so
I see.
I'm a big fan of Savini.
Nicotero is great. He's a friend of mine.
Right on.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
It was amazing, just really down to earth. And then, of course, he got mobbed really fast.
Yeah.
So we kind of left it at that. But I thought, well, the down to earth aspect was amazing.
I'm sure Tom Savini's a very nice guy and very down to earth. There's something about him I'm a little intimidated by. I got to be honest.
Have you seen him?
Yeah.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
He looks great.
He's aged tremendously.
Yeah.
He looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I think, wait a second, I saw Dawn of the Dead in what year? And he doesn't look all that much older right now.
No.
Yeah, he's. We went by his booth. I was kind of hoping to catch him, but he wasn't over there. But we did go by the Tom Savini's school booth, which is over there with the Romero booth for the film school.
Yeah, we were kind of like, we got here early to set up, and he was walking around, and we were like, hey, let's get Savini on the mic. And it's like, I don't know, somehow that just seems like an intimidating prospect. I don't know why.
Yeah, I need it to be more organic, like an introduction. Hey, these guys are nice. Why don't you come on over? Okay, like that kind of situation, as opposed to.
Or if he were to come by.
Hello.
If he were to come by and check out our flyers, and you're like, hey, what's this? I'm like, hey, Tom, come on over.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. Might not happen.
It could happen.
Yeah.
We're still young.
It's Monsterpalooza. Anything could happen. Anyway, Matt and Sig, thank you so much for coming by and spending some time with us, and we really look forward to seeing your apes costumes tomorrow. We're psyched.
Yeah, that's a big thing for us. We'll stop by. I definitely want some photographs with you guys.
You got it.
So do we.
I've got to add it to the other photographs from G-Fest. So pretty much we're just going to stalk you guys convention to convention.
Please
Likewise,
do that.
likewise.
Yes. If the stalker is stalking the stalked, and the stalked is stalking the stalker, that's win-win.
Do you get that, Sig? Do you understand that?
No.
Neither do I.
Well, thank you very much, guys. We do appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll swing by tomorrow for sure.
We'll look forward to it.
You got it. All right. As Monsterpalooza continues, we have more celebrities making their way up to our table.
Indeed.
Please, if you could introduce yourselves and tell us what you do.
Hi, I'm Nicholas Schoen. I'm an actor.
An actor. And who are you with?
I'm Christopher Schoen, and I am also an actor.
So if we were going to ask, which I am about to do, what would be the most high-profile thing that you've been in? What would that be?
Sharknado 4. Sharknado 4.
Sharknado 4.
Fun.
First of all, I want to know, how did you guys get into acting?
Born into it.
Born into it? How does that work? Explain that.
Well, our mom was an actor, and so she got us into acting as well.
Really? Now, was it the kind of thing where you saw your mom having so much fun doing this, and you were like, I want to do that too? No.
No, we thought it when we were 2. These ladies recommended, saw us, and she told her agent to call us.
Uh-huh.
And then we started acting from there.
Now, where did they see you?
In our strollers.
Oh, my God.
You were 2.
Yeah, we were 2.
At the time.
See, if I do that, I get arrested. Yeah.
How old are you now?
12.
12,
Are
okay.
you, and you're twins?
No.
But
Yeah.
Because if you're both 12, that
What a genius, huh?
Yeah.
I know.
So, now, is this your first movie?
No.
What are some other movies you've done?
The Heart of Christmas, and we've also been in a commercial for AT&T.
Nice. Great. So things are kind of taking off for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commercials are a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did commercials for a while, and you can make a good little amount of money there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sharknado 4. Had you seen the other Sharknado movies?
Yes. In the third one, we saw the little girl get born, and we're like, we want to be that baby. And then
Who wouldn't, right?
who doesn't want to be a child of someone who had birth inside of a shark?
I know, really. Yeah, it's either that. I want to be either one of those or the shark. Like, there's only 2 roles. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be the shark. Yeah.
Now, did you see? I think Tara Reid. She was in one of the Sharks. Was she in yours too?
She was in the movie Sharknado 4.
She was, okay.
Yeah, and she's out around the hallway.
Yeah, she's here. That's great.
Some good time catching up with Mom.
She was your mom, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So what brings you to Monsterpalooza?
A homeschool.
Homeschool?
Yeah, our mom was looking through our field trip things to see what we could do, and she saw it.
Wow. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
Are you into monster movies and makeup and all that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Can you even believe that this exists? Like, it's huge, right?
Yeah. It's really crazy.
And the just the sheer amount of costumes and people doing cosplay and
and I've gotten scared one too many times when people jump out at me.
Do they do that?
Yeah, I was walking down and someone jumped out at me. Our dad was talking to him today, and some guy jumped up behind him.
Yeah, we've been scared a couple times. Well, we've been waiting in line to get inside, and there these guys that come in the line, you know, and they try to somebody dressed up like Freddy Krueger, you know, and they'll, ah. Yeah, I hate that. I hate it when they surprise me from behind.
Yeah, like I would rather be like have someone like walking up next to me then jump out.
Yeah.
Instead of having someone behind me.
Because that's a cheap scare.
Because then I can go, oh, hi.
Yeah, you can just clap a symbol behind someone's head, and you're gonna scare them. That's not horror or
Like-
anything, right?
But if you're holding in front of someone's head, like right in front of them, they're not gonna get that as scared.
Right. Yeah, and if you are scared, that means that's how good they are. They're
Yeah.
so scary that right up front you couldn't even handle it.
I so badly just wanted to like walk away as fast as I could. I was like, boys, stay here.
Now, apart from Sharknado, were there any other scary movies that you enjoy?
Yeah, what are some of your favorite scary movies?
The It movie.
It's yeah. That was a big hit.
Chucky.
Chucky. Who doesn't love Chucky?
Yeah, he's such a good boy.
We had the creator of Chucky on our show.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who made like the first movie.
The very first movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and God, I love that doll. That doll. Now that's a thing that if you held that doll up to my face, I'd be afraid of it.
I don't know. I hate dolls. People were like, oh, doll looks so cool, and then there's me hiding in the corner of the room. And like, I remember this one time, I was watching like this roller coaster like thing, like a few years ago, and it was like there's like a few deaths on it for some reason.
Oh.
And then my mom said that night, "Oh yeah, guys, we're going to Six Flags."
No.
And I was like,
No, we're not.
and we did, and
It was fine. You obviously you lived
You got
through
over
it.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
no, I did not. But I was fine.
You're okay. You shook it off. Yeah. You were wearing a helmet. You're fine.
I didn't survive.
Well, you're making a very brave,
Cloned him.
excellent work. You do really
Wait,
fine
you
work.
did?
Oh.
Yeah, after you fell down and died, I cut a hole in your head.
Yeah?
Took your brain out.
Yeah?
And cloned you. Put your
Wow. And that's how you do that. I had no idea. Wow. It's easier than you think.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah. You should teach like a YouTube tutorial how to clone people.
Who says I haven't?
All right. I haven't seen it. That's right. It's my fault. It's on me.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You guys are ahead of the curve. Yeah. Do you have another movie that's coming up?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. And Sharknado, doing that film, what was the most interesting thing that happened to you when you were shooting this film?
Oh, definitely the green screen.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be a little weird, right?
Yeah, like there was like this box, and there was a hole on the top, and I'd have to fall into it, and it was like I was going to a whale's blowhole. Like, well, that's gonna be weird.
Did you have to do that too?
No.
No.
I had to be in a. He sat in a barrel. I sat in a barrel, just having them push me around in a circle.
And that by the end of that, I'm sure you were like, okay, I don't think I want to do this for a while, right?
You know, I was like, again.
Oh, you want to do it again? We should try that then. It's been years since you've pushed me around in a barrel.
I'm game.
Okay. All right.
When's it coming out?
What? Our show?
Yeah, when's the barrel pushing coming out?
Oh, the barrel pushing. No, yeah.
As soon as we can make that happen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to train for that.
So tomorrow, I'll help you.
All right. Cool. Is there a barrel rental place nearby?
Yeah, it's
Rent a barrel?
Yeah, it's like down the street to the right, and then
Okay.
to another right.
Right. Okay. Right. Another right.
And
Okay.
then you're back here, and it's like right next to us.
Right next to. So we come back and it's right here.
Yeah.
So we're renting the barrels.
It only costs $3.99. I'm renting the barrels.
Oh, you're gonna rent them. Okay.
Yeah, but like you have to do that first, and then you can rent one.
Do I need like a deposit first?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
But it's worth it. Because it's a good time. You're being pushed around in a barrel.
It's only $1, but the fee is $1,000.
Well, I'm sure there's training and stuff.
It's $1, and the shipping fee is $1,000, and it's just.
Wait a minute, shipping.
See, that's the
Where am I
catch.
being shipped to?
That's how they get.
Oh, they're shipping the barrel.
Right.
I got it. Okay.
There's always a
I got
catch.
it.
And always those shipping fees that get you.
It always is.
and
Handling. What's handling?
I know.
No.
They always say shipping and handling. What's handling? That's where you make your money. You're the handling guy,
Yeah, I'm
right?
the handler.
Yeah, okay. That's a good job.
He gets paid $1. I get paid $1 for shipping it, and you pay us $1,000 that we give to the barrel company.
Wow.
And,
Barrel Incorporated? Yes.
I don't know why.
They do good barrels. You got to admit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I see your next big venture in the business world is this whole barrel thing right
I don't
now.
know.
I
Yeah.
think you've got it covered.
Yeah, it's maybe we'll do a live stream. It's inside. It's on the dark web. It's on
What isn't? Everything's on the dark web.
something that really annoys me sometimes is
I'm sorry about that.
is whenever I'm like watching like something about like let's say somebody singing or something.
Okay.
And then the audience starts clapping along. They're not helping.
No.
No.
Too intrusive, too interruptive.
Yeah, I'm like, shut up! I want to listen to this song. I don't want to hear
Right.
you.
Right. It's like when you're in a car with someone and the song that you like comes on.
Oh,
And then
gosh.
someone starts singing along with them.
Oh gosh, I did that today.
I know, but everybody does it. But it took me like, I don't know, 30 years to finally get to this place where I go, if I'm singing, I'm ruining this song for the person next to me.
Yeah, but that's fine. Yeah, we're because sitting you're in the enjoying car. it. I'm like, oh, my favorite song's on, and then I start hearing almost everybody in the car singing.
But
that
that's-
song. I'm
that's
like,
kinda fun.
Or like tapping the car.
That's like
But when
carpool
everybody's
karaoke.
singing in the car, that's kind of fun, right?
No.
No?
I'm just kidding.
No?
And then I say, no, because can you it's my please stop solo. singing? I say, can you please stop singing? Almost all of them stop except for one.
Yeah, well, you know.
That gets you very mad.
Yeah, but that obviously that's on purpose. That's just to annoy you.
Yeah.
But, and it worked.
That's what I do. That's what I'm here for.
Well, you guys have been a delight, and
Yes.
thank you for being here.
Thank
Please give me
you.
your
Thank
names, your full names, one more time.
Wait, full names like full entire middle.
Show names, whatever. You know, the names that we could find you on IMDb.
Yeah.
Nick shown on IMDb. Nicholas shown on IMDb.
And how do you spell the last name?
SHONE.
Okay.
Like the shown across. But you'll my have face.
Got
His picture
it.
as mine.
Okay.
Because nobody realizes. And Nicholas and Christopher shown on Facebook.
Sweet.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Don't
This
forget
was-
to high
Thank
five
you.
this guy right here and this guy right here. And yeah.
All right.
All right.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
The show.
Check it out.
Sven
Free
Gulli.
podcast.
Podcast.
Yes.
Initiating
Yes.
some new listeners here. Pick up some
And
flyers.
Look at, the guests,
Yeah.
look at the guests that we've had on, huh? Pretty impressive.
We have
Doug
some
Schultz.
Free on iTunes.
people coming up, looking at our flyers,
Salivating over it.
looking very pleased,
Yes.
reaching into their wallets. Yeah, they just got here.
Can we talk to you guys for a moment? All right. What's your name?
My name is Joe.
Joe. And are you a big Monster fan?
Big Monster fan,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's
He's
your
wearing
favorite-
a Svengoolie t-shirt.
Which
We
is
love
awesome.
Svengoolie.
I have that shirt
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
Sven Gulli. Used to watch them all the time until I dropped the cable, so don't have cable anymore, don't have me TV.
Well, things can change
Yeah.
overnight.
Maybe someday. It's too expensive right
Yeah, yeah,
now.
no,
Right,
I
right.
hear you.
Podcasts
I hear you.
are free, right?
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Free podcast.
And not only
That's
is
right.
it free, but it's great content. You
We
got
have
some
hundreds of
great
episodes,
guests.
but-
Yes,
yeah.
and also, it's not one of those regular ones where everyone goes, "Oh, I like the Mummy. Let's all talk about how much we love the Mummy." No, we get into big arguments.
It starts with an
All right,
argument.
yeah.
It
You know
usually
what?
starts with a personal
No,
attack.
it doesn't start with
Yeah.
It doesn't start with an argument. The
Well-
argument always comes later, usually.
But
Well,
every,
I'm going to work on that then.
every facet of horror,
A
though.
lot too with people about monster
Yeah.
movies and what are the best monsters, and
Oh! So what do you think, sir, is the best monster?
Who is the best
the best monster ever, probably Count Dracula, Bela Lugosi.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
That's a good one.
That is a
That's a
good
good
one.
one.
Go with the classics.
I love him.
Yeah.
But
Are these people with you?
I also love Sam. Yeah, this is my
Okay.
daughter,
Oh, okay.
What's
Anthony.
Hi guys.
come
What's
on
your
in here.
name?
Get
My
clo-
name's Emily.
And what's your name?
Anthony.
Okay, guys. And are you guys big monster fans?
Yes, I am.
And was
Really?
this did your dad pass this down to you?
He definitely passed
Cool.
this down to me.
Okay.
Good parent.
Since I was pretty young. Yeah.
Her first
Cool.
horror movie is The House on Haunted Hill.
Love
that's
it.
a great
Classic.
one. William Castle.
Classic
come
William
on.
Castle.
Vincent
Right?
Price,
Okay, so here's the question now. Are you guys local?
Are you
we live in
local?
Apple Valley.
League of Gentlemen, anyone?
Because you know where they shot the house on Haunted Hill. The house it's a very famous house on top of Glendower Avenue, and it's so cool. If you have the chance in the Hollywood Hills, you should definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's cool. I want to check it
I've
out.
always heard that. You know, my son just recently graduated from LA Film School, going
Nice.
into the cinema arts, and
Great.
He lives down here and he visits all that stuff.
Now, have you guys been to Monsterpalooza before?
First time.
Nice.
First time, yeah.
So you guys just got in. Oh, okay, so you have so much to see. You went into the fancy room first.
Yeah.
We needed to cool off and use the restroom, see. So.
It's cool off.
You see, that's what's great about this room.
Yeah.
You cool off and you can use the restroom.
That's right.
Find out about a killer new Monster Party hot podcast.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
one horror podcast, well, we do science fiction, fantasy horror. We do it all.
When
We
you
talk about
think of-
toys and TV and.
When you think of the restroom, think of us.
All right. I was very relieved. That was
A lot of toilet humor.
I want to ask you because you're kind of like, I don't know. Do you have a favorite monster?
Not necessarily. I mean, I didn't really watch them growing up, so I guess I married
Okay,
into
all
it.
right, moving on. Nothing to see here.
Okay, but
you're
what is-
probably into sports. Oh,
likes
okay, all
Wednesday
right.
Adams.
Hey, we had her on the
Nice.
show.
We had her on
Lisa
the show.
Loring,
Yeah, that's right.
The
That's right.
original Wednesday
Yeah.
Addams. So you're gonna have to check out that episode because she tells us some things that isn't really common knowledge. So check out that episode. Now,
Yeah.
do you have a favorite monster?
I like Godzilla a lot.
Awesome.
That's why I like this picture.
You are
Ah.
awesome. Now, do you have a favorite Godzilla movie?
I mean, no, I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen the old ones. I definitely liked the one that came out. How long ago? It's been a while now. But
Yeah.
I liked it.
And there's a new one's going to have all more monsters.
King of the Monsters,
Does
yeah.
it have Mothra?
Yeah,
And
it does.
Ghidorah, my favorite.
Okay,
Yep.
Ghidorah. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love
Yeah, I
Ghidorah.
want to check it out for sure.
3 heads.
Awesome.
Oh.
And I think they actually have. They actually had the guys that were the Ghidorah heads here, and I'm trying to figure out how did you get
like the motion capture
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
Heads.
Yeah.
Which
I like the middle head the best.
Not the same. Yeah, he's the charming one. Yeah.
We started her on, and we know it as Godzilla's Revenge. You know, the one about the bullies?
Oh,
See,
that's such a weird one. Yeah.
People talk
like
a lot of
that.
crap
I do
about
too.
that one.
It's so bizarre.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
Because of the Japan backdrop, a lot of
Yes,
all the
yeah.
Industrial Revolution stuff and all
Yeah.
that.
It
I
makes
don't
me
know.
want to go and hang out in an abandoned building
Yeah.
in Japan
Yeah, really.
with
let
some
you-
gangsters.
We actually
Yeah.
went on a trip to Japan, and this is some
Yeah,
of
we
the
had all
footage
the
that we shot.
spots
The
were
Monster
like
Party
famous
tour,
Godzilla spots.
and we went to like all the great Godzilla spots in Japan. Yeah.
Awesome, yeah.
So you can, if you go to YouTube and put in Monster Party Goes to Japan, you can see it. It's about an hour. It's loads of fun. You should
Yeah,
definitely
it's like the
check it
ultimate
out.
like Godzilla
Look at all
fans
the
trip.
toys and look at that. It's all fun. And then you get to see me go down the Godzilla slide. Yes,
Big
it is
thrill.
cool.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It's
Is it?
30 feet tall, and I'm so excited. It's not.
I want to go to Japan now.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's not designed for an adult, mind you, but I was
No,
going to
but
let
it
that
is-
stop me.
It is
Worth
designed
it.
for alcohol.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I guess that's an important part of it then.
That's right.
Well, I want to thank you guys so
Yeah,
much for
thanks,
stopping
guys.
by. Please
Yes.
check out the podcast and enjoy your day.
Yeah.
Met some very cool guys from the Monster Party podcast, so you should listen.
All right, thank you.
Nicely done.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Woo!
Thanks, guys.
Do you guys have a moment to chat with us?
Yeah.
How's it
Welcome.
going, man?
What's your
I'm
name?
Scott.
Hey, Scott, I'm Larry. This is Matt and Sean. We're the Monster Party team. What's your name, buddy?
Jack Harrison.
Jack. Great being here. Hey, tell me about this shirt that you're wearing.
It has all the classics, that cartoon version of them. I actually got it at the LA County Fair.
Okay, so it has the Wolfman, Dracula, and Frankenstein. This is from the opening of Abbott and Costello.
The animated opening credit sequence where you see all the shadows of the monsters. So awesome.
Abbott and Costello
So
meet
great.
Frankenstein.
Right, right.
I mean, the Abbott and Costello, that's everybody's favorite.
Yeah,
Abbott and
it's a
Costello.
classic.
100%. I would say it's one of the greatest horror comedies of all time.
Yeah, it's
really
just
is.
fantastic. He hasn't seen it yet.
Well, you haven't seen it?
Oh.
Okay, I got to ask, are you a big monster fan?
Yeah,
Really? Well, what is your favorite monster?
the big guy himself.
All right,
Oh,
Godzilla.
good.
Awesome.
Good
Good
taste.
choice.
So what is
Really
your
good
favorite
taste.
Godzilla film?
Oh, that's a tough one. It's either I think it would have to be the original Gojira film.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
Really good taste.
Now, what do you think of like the new American Godzilla film?
I think it's really
really good. The effects are really spectacular. I'm still so excited to see King of the Monsters. And
Yes.
Michael Dougherty, the director, is here. 2
Wow.
o'clock.
That's right.
Nice. Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think the last one was good, but there wasn't enough monster action.
And the
this one
story
hopefully
was a
has
little
more.
I will
threadbare.
admit that most of the characters were on the meh side.
Yes.
The Monsterverse and the Monarch association with all this is really splendid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
Then we had to move it on with Kong Skull Island. When that post-credit scene.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Very exciting.
I can't wait.
When that post-credit scene came, I legit screamed at the top of my lungs.
He did. I was there.
Wow, you are truly one of us. Yeah, and I like that Kong because I enjoyed the Peter Jackson one. I felt like we kind of didn't need it, but with Kong Island, it was nice to see King Kong as more of kind of a man-ape as opposed to someone trying to do a legitimate,
A real gorilla.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like him how he's standing up, So, but how are they going to make him? Is he the same size as
Well,
Godzilla?
no, but I think he was growing. He was still growing,
in Kong
right?
Skull Island, he was around 100 feet, but Godzilla is 350 feet. In King Kong vs. Godzilla, the reboot, Kong is going to be around Godzilla's size.
Ah.
And do we know how that's going to happen?
Is he going to
or-
drink
I
growth
think it would be-
hormones or something?
I think it
Yeah.
would be better to see him at his regular size and just see him just like biting on Godzilla's knees.
No. You need to bring him. Come on, let's. I like the classics, King Kong versus Godzilla. I want King Kong. I'm with this guy. I want him to be the same size.
I want to see
Yeah.
Kong give Godzilla a hot foot.
No, but what they plan to do, I don't know. But I am so excited about that.
There is a rumor that after King Kong vs. Godzilla, the Monsterverse will end.
And
I hope not.
But only Michael Dougherty knows the true answer, so I'm going to ask him that question.
Yeah.
oh, that's great.
That is a great
So
question.
there is a panel here. They have a bunch of panels. There, Bruce Campbell's doing one, but Michael Dougherty's doing one.
Yeah, if
and
you
so
go,
you guys
let,
are going,
let us
right?
know how it is.
Yeah, we're going to see him.
Cool.
I think money will decide whether the
That's
Monsterverse
true.
ends.
We were talking about this outside, and the guy behind me, he's like, "Yeah, I mean, if it makes money, they'll make more. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
the business."
But here's the amazing thing. Don't you acknowledge that? Isn't it amazing that Godzilla was made in 1954? Here we are today, 2019. They're still making Godzilla movies. Doesn't that amazing?
It is amazing. And then there's still the toys here.
Yeah.
I still walk by and I'm like, I can't believe that. Have you seen this toy? Did you see this toy? I mean, he knows every single one of them.
And they get
That's
better
awesome.
all the time.
Now, do
too.
you have any Godzilla toys?
Yep, around 60.
Nice.
60.
Cool.
Oh,
Now,
that is
do you have
Do you have
like
this
both?
one? Do you have the remote control that they're selling over there? That's like $800. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Now, do you have like
I'm not that good.
classic?
Bank account.
Do you-
Rest in peace, his bank account.
I am the devil.
No. Look, we're huge. We're all
Yeah.
big
We
collectors.
love-
have
and
huge
we love Godzilla.
collections.
So,
and-
Jack, do you have like classic Godzillas as well as the newer Godzilla figures? Like,
I've got classic Godzillas. I've got newer Godzillas. I've got some Gamera figures and Ultraman figures.
Awesome.
Ultraman. See, I love
Cool.
Ultraman.
Where have you been? You're the kid we want to hang with,
Yeah.
man. I mean, you're doing a great job, sir.
Doing a really
thank
good
you,
job.
thank you.
Yeah.
You showed him Gamera stuff?
Well, I started it with Jaws because he used to
Cool.
have a shirt. Remember there was a golfer? He was called the Shark.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Norman. Yes.
Pittman.
Wow,
And somebody
that's
gave him a
good.
shirt, and it had the shark, and I used to go, dun dun and then I was like, I'm going to show him the movie. So he was 3-4 years old.
Wow.
And he was riveted. So it started with sharks, and then with YouTube, he would like search other stuff, and then he got into dinosaurs,
Cool.
and then Godzilla pops up. He got into Godzilla, and then he would ask me, "Have you seen this Godzilla? What is?" And I'm like, "Godzilla's great." And then he got into Ultraman, and
So wait a
Nice.
minute. So you discovered Godzilla on your own?
Yeah.
And Gamera?
Yep.
And
that's
Ultraman.
pretty awesome. That's
You are
cool.
my favorite kid so
Yeah.
far.
It is so amazing.
Aside from Sig, of
This
course.
is in Japan. So he is holding
Yeah,
up
we
the
actually
picture of
went
a
to
flyer
Japan.
with us in Japan. That's a 30-foot tall Godzilla slide that you can slide down. Now, granted, it's not for really adults, but I didn't let that stop me. I decided to slide down.
Yeah, we had to call some authorities to
No.
get him out of the slide.
In fact, if for kicks, if you want to, if you go on YouTube and type in "Monster Party Goes to Japan," it's an hour. We have tons of footage where we put it all together, streamlined, to make an hour piece with our podcast, and you see everything that we did. We went to all the Godzilla statues. We did the Godzilla slide. We went to toy stores.
Yeah.
We did all the robot restaurant. Oh my God!
Restaurant.
Well,
Really?
and then you
Yeah.
have to go if you like Ultraman, then you have to go to Kaiju Sakaba, which is Kaiju Sakaba is a Ultraman themed restaurant where the story is the kaiju run it. And so when you go into the place, you have to make an oath. You have to put your hand in this monster's mouth, and you have to say, "I swear that I am not part of the Science Patrol."
Yeah.
It's so
It's so
good.
cool.
And they
Oh,
have they have meals that are shaped like kaiju.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the greatest.
That sounds like Disneyland to me.
I know. Me
Yeah,
too.
right.
It was our Disneyland.
And the
basically.
drinks are great. So
Yeah, for Dad.
Yeah, for me, yes.
yeah, they got kid stuff too.
But check it out. It's
Yeah, I think
on
guys will
YouTube.
like it.
I'm just saying it's our whole Japan trip, and you get to see all the cool stuff, and that's where we took that.
In our
photo.
podcast, we cover every facet of horror and sci-fi. We talk about
Fantasy,
hammer horror,
everything, yeah.
Universal
All right, I'm gonna have to
monsters,
put that on my
Godzilla,
list.
Yeah,
everything.
And it's free. And our last, and they're long too. So like, if you got something to do, put us on. You could listen for like our last episode was 3 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. It's so great to meet a fellow Godzilla
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, buddy.
You're welcome.
And have a great time at Monsterpalooza.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Hey, man,
Thanks,
thank
guys,
you,
for
thank
stopping
you.
by.
See ya.
Pleasure
Thanks,
talking
bud.
to you.
See
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
You're awesome, buddy.
There you go.
That's cool, man.
That
It's-
makes
it's
me
so-
feel good about
Just
the
the young generation.
Yeah, the youth and the
He discovered
the
it
next
himself.
generation.
Yeah.
Matt, he discovered it himself.
No,
Is that
that's
the
incredible.
coolest?
I mean, with
That
all,
makes
with
me
all
so
the
happy.
stuff out there now to find that,
So we just had a few more folks come on up. What's your name?
My name's Michael.
And what's your name?
Elizabeth.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. So you big monster fans?
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Well, what's your favorite monster?
Dracula.
I'm old school. I like Godzilla.
Nice, another Godzilla fan.
Godzilla, I'm
Awesome.
telling you, we're attracting the Godzilla fans.
Yes.
And
Matt,
now,
you had a question.
before we got on the air here, you had a question for me, and I couldn't
I was
hear
just
it.
asking, like, within the horror genre, like, what's your favorite? It's like, sci-fi
You know-
horror.
You know, it's funny. It's kind of a hard question because I
I know.
like so many things.
Me too.
right? I do tend to kind of lean toward kaiju, Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, like all that kind of stuff. I really love that. But I also love, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is probably one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I
of all
love like
time.
80,
but you
80
see,
slashers.
Matt is one of 4 people. We all have different
I'm the
interests.
leader,
Yeah,
but-
no. I think we're kind of like it's like the Beatles,
Right, I'm John,
No.
obviously.
No. But we all love science fiction, fantasy, and horror. The toys, games, anything that has to deal with the genre, comics. So we love it all.
Yeah, we love everything, and that's the problem too, because
Yeah.
there's just
We
so,
keep buying
especially
stuff.
right now when it comes
absorb.
collectibles, we're in big trouble because there's just so many great things. But also when it comes to shows and movies now, there's just so
I know.
much actually good stuff out there.
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah.
Okay, now you were saying Dracula was your favorite, right? Okay, now do you have a
Which
favorite
Dracula?
Dracula? Which one?
Ooh, definitely Gary Oldman Dracula.
Really?
That's a really unique choice.
Yeah.
I love him.
He is
He
great.
is great in that. Yeah.
He's the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
It's not Dracula, but one of my favorites was Willem Dafoe in Shadow of the Vampire.
Oh yeah, that's a
That
kind
is
of
a really underrated
often
film.
overlooked movie. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
he's good in
super
that.
creepy.
And it's such a great role that he had doing that. and
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
like, his performance
I like
was
that.
amazing.
Now, if people may not remember, do you remember the concept or the story behind that movie?
Right, basically, like, what was it, 1921 Nosferatu, the what if
The
scenario.
making
if
of
he
the-
actually got a vampire to
Yeah.
play the role.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's like for people, it's not like retelling Nosferatu. It's like the filmmaker hires this guy who is a real vampire, and it's the real, and they're
Max Schreck.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And that's what's so cool about it.
The best part of the mystery for me, at least, is like, how did that happen? How exactly did he meet him? Like, was
Right,
it like
right.
a bar and he was looking for a drink or something? I don't know. But
Grindr.
It's definitely one of those movies.
Yeah.
Yes, Grinder for sure.
It's definitely one of those movies I like watching, every now and then.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the ending of it is probably the best part because it's just so intense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a good one.
really do like that movie.
Yeah, it's definitely great.
Yeah.
But, the Christopher Lee can't really, beat that old school.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
I love Bela Lugosi. Don't get me wrong, but I've got a special love for Christopher Lee.
Yes.
Because those Hammer films, I remember seeing those as a kid on TV, and with those bright colors that would just pop and just almost hit you in the face.
In a way,
the color of the blood.
Yeah, that's what did
Yeah.
it for me, because it's almost as if I love Bela Lugosi. That was my first taste of Dracula, but it's like I felt there was something missing. And then when you see that color of the blood with Christopher Lee and the vampire,
see the fangs too, which is something you never saw.
Yeah, and then the other thing too, I mean, for Christopher Lee being so awesome, one, he met Tolkien, or he knew him at least at one point in his life. And
Yeah.
the guy's in a metal band at his age.
Right.
So he's got a lot going for him, and he's still around, so that's awesome.
Christopher Lee?
Oh, he's not, isn't he?
No.
I know. We keep him alive.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
His memory, yeah, but he
Yes.
lived a long time.
Yeah, he had a nice run.
He kept
He really
working.
did.
Yeah.
He worked till the very end. Yeah.
I mean, he did The Hobbit. He did The Hobbit basically in a chair. You know, Peter Jackson filmed him behind a green screen. So they
I
could
want more chair jobs in my life.
Who doesn't?
Well, DC, Matt, that's what you're doing. You are sitting in a chair
I know.
right now.
You're living the dream.
Well, guys, I wanted to thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thanks.
stopping by.
Check
Please
out the
check out the
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah.
Godzilla and
I think
Dracula
you'll enjoy
fan.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
yourself.
Cheers. It's awesome.
Lovely, lovely people.
I think you said one of the things you love about this convention is the people that we meet are so incredibly nice. And
everyone.
And I love it when you talk to people and they're passionate about whatever monster it is, and it's great to hear the stories that they have.
And they're not pretentious.
No.
They're just people who are very effusive in their love for the genre, and they don't mind telling you. It's great.
And they're not like collector snobs like
you.
Yeah.
You're a collector bully. You're not a collector.
I think I'm getting much better though. I'm working on that.
You have grown, I have to say.
I'm
I have to say.
Admiring people's collections.
I remember there was a time.
Yes.
There was a time.
Yes.
When it would be funny, like someone would even start telling you about their collection, and you're like, well, you know what I have.
Yeah. Well, you see, and the funny thing is, we're friends, and you say, hey, Lara, you're doing this kind of thing, and I'm all, really, Matt? Am I really like that? And so I'm trying to look back, and
you know what? It's tough though.
I'm
It's a
trying
tough call because that's part of what we love about you as well.
No, you guys know you don't love it. It's like
because it's funny. It's funny when you do that, but there could be that person that's like, they start talking about their collection, and then you smack them down with what you have, and then they just stare at their shoes.
I no. Now here's a good friend, James.
Nice.
Do you have a moment to talk to us?
Sure, I can talk to you. What's up?
This is my buddy James from Warner Brothers.
Hi, James.
Hi, how's it going, guys?
And I just wanted to say thank you so much for bringing a gift to me.
It's my pleasure. I know you were kind of wanting it, so I figured.
What is it?
Oh, you don't know?
No.
Oh, it's the Blu-ray of Outer Limits.
Oh my
yes,
God.
and I've been dying.
On disc on season 2, there's a great behind-the-scenes footage that was shot by Bob Burns, some 60mm film of the effects house that did all the effects for the thing, and they show how they did the sand shark for the Adam West thing. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. It's really cool how they did it though, but it's all shot by Bob Burns, and he was doing like a documentary at the time, or was planning on doing a documentary on Outer Limits or Twilight, Outer Limits. And
is this the Blu-ray?
Blu-ray, yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you for not spoiling it for us.
I have a bunch of them on 16mm.
Oh, get out!
Yeah,
that's so cool.
God, I love
I
that
remember
show.
the Sand Shark one. That's yeah. I remember that one.
Oh no, it's great footage, and it shows again. They did a lot of other. The effects house that did that, the guy who worked for it designed the Time Machine for the 1960 film.
Oh, wow.
Also did the claymation models for Jack the Giant Killer. Really? And so that's in there.
Are we talking Hua Chang?
Yeah, Hua Chang.
Yeah, okay, right.
And they show a very young Hua Chang. He looked like he was like 22 years old or something. You're like, oh my God, you get to work. And it's this
talented and hungry.
Yeah, and it's this little nondescript building somewhere probably in North Hollywood, and you're like going... But all this cool stuff came out of there. You're like, oh my God, that's awesome. So
that's incredible. I have to get that set.
Now, James and I, we bonded over a film. I went to his office one time, and I saw this poster in his office, and I flipped out. And do you want to tell them about?
It was a Doc Savage, Man of Bronze.
Oh my
Do you guys remember this?
Warner Brothers' biggest hit in 1975.
Well, I don't know if it was a big hit exactly, but it was with Ron
Ely. Yeah.
Ron Ely from Play Tarzan in the 1960s.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was George Powell, and he
Powell.
was notorious for stretching $1 on a movie budget.
Ely was perfectly cast, but,
yeah.
the film itself.
Well, here's the thing: the film itself, it's cheesy in a very entertaining way. They didn't take itself too
it's
seriously.
camp. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very camp.
Yeah.
And you look at all this, like the places they filmed it, like, oh, that's Bronson Canyon. Oh, that's the studio backlot.
Right,
It's like-
right.
so, but
All
Ron
our
Ely
old
was-
hunts.
Yeah, and Ron Ely was a great Doc Savage, and
He really did. It was perfect.
I wanted him to have the crazy haircut, though.
But here's
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The thing is, I actually saw that film as a kid. I remember going. My parents dropped us off at the the $2 movie theater or whatever, and I saw that, and I remember I just thought it was cool.
Oh yeah, it's a cool. He's got Doc Savage on his belt buckle and Doc Savage on
It
his
does
car.
also have Pamela Hensley in it.
Oh, Pamela Hensley.
Princess Ardala from Buck Rogers.
And even with her dour look and hardly any makeup, she's still gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know?
She should have been in more stuff.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing, guys. I go to his office at Warner Brothers.
Yes.
Who would have a poster of Doc Savage in his office?
And it's autographed by Ron Ely. So.
Wow, nice.
And I had him put down, "Have no fear, ... Ron Ely." So,
Nice.
And I got a picture of me with Ron Ely, and I'm standing next to him, and someone came in and said, "Is that your father?" Because we're both tall guys. Oh my God.
Doc Savage is my father.
I wish my dad were Doc Savage.
I am the son of bronze.
That's right, the son of.
Hasn't there been talk for a while about doing a new Doc Savage? I can see
it's
them
been
trying
going
to do
on
it.
for probably 10, 15 years. Schwarzenegger was attached to the role.
Dwayne Johnson
Now
for a
Dwayne Johnson's
while.
attached to it. So it's one of those properties, every once in a while, Hollywood discovers some old pulp.
Yeah.
Oh my God, let's
if it was
dust this
done
off.
right, yeah.
You're a bigwig at Warner Brothers. Can't you get in there in a meeting and go, "Hey, guys"?
Oh, Larry, being a bigwig at Warner Brothers,
Demand Doc Savage.
That's
Yes.
right. Guys, I'm going to pitch this idea. It's going to be
Burst into
awesome.
the
Turn
office.
over some tables.
It's like, okay, so we got that Harry Potter thing, but I don't know about the superhero
Where's the
universe.
Doc Savage
Yes.
ride?
I'm thinking a Man of Bronze. Think about it. Sells itself. Man
yeah.
of Bronze. It's just.
I actually could see Dwayne Johnson, to be honest. I think he would make a good Doc Savage. He'd be
that'd be
good.
good.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be good.
He'd be
But
good.
it's again, I like the old pulp stuff. I dig old cereals
Of
and
course,
things like
yeah.
that. So,
Totally.
So I'm on board with that. But
Absolutely.
not being the biggest wig at Warner Brothers, of course, we do have an opening because the head of the studio is leaving. I didn't,
Oh, okay.
Well, my schedule is open. So.
Okay, well, we're taking resumes. I'm just saying.
All right.
you know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Mail them to headofwarnerbrothers.com. Attach a nice picture. That's all we can say.
Right.
A lot of PR involved with that position. So.
Right.
I'll have a $20 bill in there. Get yourself lunch.
Now James is not only a big Doc Savage fan, but you like the whole superhero world.
Oh, I'm a big superhero fan. I just,
Cool.
it's, as a kid growing up, I was the dorky kid who I read comic books. And,
Hey, look, like, hello, it's us.
I got many books slapped out of my hands by jocks.
Sure, of course. Yes.
That's the story of Matt's life.
That's right. Yeah.
It's not
as soon
a
as I
pretty
bring
chapter.
up Logan's Run, that was an
okay.
invitation to a fist.
And remember when you were a kid, if anyone found out you read comic books or like sci-fi, you were like, "Oh, you're the biggest one. Just put a big bullseye on my chest now."
Exactly.
Okay?
And look how much things have changed.
Now it's a $1 billion
Now we
industry.
rule the world.
Well, now when I go back, I was just back in Texas to see my family and my nieces who, now everything, superhero movies are like $1 billion industry. And they find out I work at Warner Bros. Now I'm the coolest guy in the world now.
Right,
I was
right.
the guy who got my book slapped out of my hand by the jock. Now I'm the coolest guy in the world. Oh.
That's right.
You've always been the
now
coolest
you
guy.
get to slap the books out of the other people.
Exactly. That guy right there, I slapped him around. Take that. Give me your lunch money now. So there. Any later, I'm going to give you a swirly in the toilet. There you go.
Now you're a big Batman fan, right?
I'm not a huge Batman fan, but yeah, I'm a fan of all superheroes. But so
What-
you got
who-
a Batman question?
Who would be one of your favorite superheroes?
My
Maybe like
favorite
one,
superhero
maybe
of all
like a
time
more
is Captain
obscure
America.
one.
That's my
Okay,
favorite.
okay,
Yeah,
Captain
that's my
America.
favorite
That's a great
superhero.
one.
Now, like Golden Age, Silver Age.
I'm like the Bronze Age, like early '70s Marvel.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So
that's-
newer
that's-
stuff again. It's kind of left me behind because I'm like, I'm the old guy in the room now.
Yeah,
So,
70s Marvel was my kind of
Well,
period
Marvel
too.
70s was just, it was a great era,
Yeah,
and all the
yeah.
creativity, all the great stories that came out, and great artwork.
Yeah.
Sure.
Uh,
I miss Ross Andrew.
Yeah. And it's just, you know what? I look at the new comic books, and it just doesn't do it for me. So
Really? Okay.
You know, again, I know that the parties left me behind. I understand. It's for a younger crowd. I get it. You know.
Although First Avenger was pretty.
Oh, I love Captain
pure
First
when it
Avenger.
came
They
to-
really nailed it.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about the feature film
I like all the
with
Captain
Chris
America
Evans.
films.
Well, yeah. Well, the feature film with Chris Evans, the first one, I think they nailed the character.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
so good.
And
I would
they-
like to see more period Captain America films.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me
totally.
too. And but I'd like to see like a period James Bond movie, like set it back in the '60s.
Yes.
Completely
James
agree.
Bond.
Completely
yeah,
agree.
James Bond expert over there.
That would be
you go.
great.
Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah.
Should be a period film.
Yeah.
Should be swinging 60s. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I always do this thing like, with my friends. I would say, if they were making a 1968 Captain America movie, who would you cast? And it would be the who are the actors back in the day. I'm like, well, that's the movie I want to see.
Who do you
know?
got? Who do you got?
So a guy named Denny Miller. I don't know if you remember Denny Miller, but he was one of these actors. He was
Like
always
a character
around.
actor, kinda?
No, he's a big, strapping, square-jawed guy, and he actually got into an argument with like Dennis Miller because his real name's Dennis Miller. And he says, well, and Dennis Miller's like, there's already a guy in the Screen Actors Guild named Denny. He goes, I'll change it to Denny. You can be the new Dennis Miller. So, but
Wow.
if you
Gentlemen.
Google Denny Miller, he's like, that's a good Captain America, you know.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Richard Denning, I think, would have been a good Captain
Back in
America.
the
Oh, yeah.
50s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, in
you're
the
right.
50s,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I've been watching old episodes of Cheyenne with Clint Walker, and every time I see him, I go, God, that guy's Superman. He's like 6'6". He's got this big square
Yeah,
jaw.
he
And
was-
this,
Yeah.
He had a good,
he's
good presence.
Superman. It's like, you know.
Yeah, yeah, he would have been good.
But
You're right.
you'll get him and Ted Cassidy, who played Lurch as Bizarro. That's the movie I want to see.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like
I do want to see that.
they're both
That'd be good.
6'5" or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. So, but
That's awesome.
that's the game I play in my head. So
Yeah, he would also be a good Solomon Grundy.
exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
Well, just to make it alone, just
Yeah.
he's perfect.
That's
You know.
good.
So.
You know what I love is we met at a party, and you dressed up as Captain America, but it was you had a Captain America shirt
And a Captain America sun-
and a little shield.
and a little disc that looked like a frisbee. And, yes,
Nice.
I'm Captain America.
I love that shield.
That's how confident of a Captain America you
Well,
were.
here's a bit of Captain America trivia. Back in 1990, 89, 90, they did a movie called Captain America starring Matt Salinger.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like
boy.
Canon Films,
Yeah,
right?
Canon Films.
Yeah,
Right.
I've never seen that. Is it?
I've
No,
seen
it's-
it.
I've seen it from the inside. What it was, I got the job as Matt Salinger's stand-in.
Okay.
Really?
On that, so there's a couple shots.
Was it
where
Albert Pune who directed
Albert
it?
Pune directed,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was like one of these
Nice
like
shot.
fly-by-night productions. We were like on
Yeah.
Venice Beach, and I'm wearing the Captain America suit under a trench coat. And they said,
Wow.
"Okay, jump out of the van. You're going to walk down this thing here." I'm like, "Okay," and we didn't have a permit, so we did, but we had to get a shot.
course.
I jump out of this van. I got a bag with a shield, and I'm walking down there. Okay, God, get back in here.
Nice.
And if you see the shot of the movie, there's a guy looking, and also he looks back at the camera, and there's some pedestrian, and they go, and okay, we jump back in, we go to some cemetery to get me walking down to the
Wait, you guys didn't have a permit?
No, we didn't have a
This is
permit.
Canon Films in the 80s.
They wanted me to do a fight scene with Matt because they couldn't afford to hire a stuntman. Like, oh, you're tall enough.
Wow.
We'll get him in a Nazi suit. We'll get him. And I'm like going, okay, whatever. You know.
Now, have you
was
ever?
it the Red Skull
Oh,
Italian or
He was
something?
Italian.
Really?
And,
Really? I have to see it. I have to see it though now because
I guess it's one of those things where they had to like make it because the rights were running out.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta-
Well, what
and it
do
went
you-
straight
like
to video.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
What do you
Roger
think of? Have you ever seen the '70s TV movies of Captain America?
Oh, with Red Brown.
Red
Yeah, oh,
Brown?
when I was a kid, I was like, it was.
They're super cheesy, but they're kind of
Well,
fun.
when
though.
I was a kid, you're like, none of the stuff was. It was all kid stuff.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
all done on like a shoestring budget.
Like Christopher Lee is the bad guy in the
Oh,
second
yeah.
one. Heather Menzies.
And so
is in
when
it.
they gave you something, you're like, oh my God, this is so cool. And then you look at it and go, oh God, this sucks. This really
He's like,
sucks.
he just drives like a regular motorcycle.
The
and he's like-
motorcycle?
I did
Yeah, the
like
motorcycle.
I did like the idea that the shield was the fairing of the bike.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
That was
kind of
cool.
cool.
But and
it's
Red Brown
super
makes
cheesy,
he cuts
though.
a good figure as a superhero.
does.
He looks
Yeah,
great
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
suit, but
Yeah.
the helmet just drives me crazy.
Yeah, the
It's
helmet
like,
was bad.
It's
yeah.
like, oh my God, oh God.
Little
Yeah.
wings and
Head injury, Captain America.
Yeah. Well, some kid will go, well, Mom, Cap doesn't need a helmet to ride a motorcycle. Why do I have to?
Whoa, we got a goblin walking up right now.
Wow!
Really?
Hey, that's a really
Wow,
cool
that is
goblin.
awesome. That
You
is-
never know what's
That is
gonna
nice.
come by at Monsterpalooza.
that is
How you
awesome.
doing?
Cool.
That's what's great about this
That is really
convention.
good,
you know,
actually.
you're
Who's going to show up?
Celebrities.
Who's going to
Yeah.
show up? Could be
Nice.
a goblin, could be Henry Thomas from,
Yeah,
E.T.
that's right.
You just never know.
or Ron Chaney. You know,
Ron Chaney.
from the Chaney family. He's here.
I saw that Boris Karloff's daughter was here.
Sarah
Yes,
Karloff.
yes.
I just wanted to ask her, what was it like as a teenage girl bringing dates home and they have to meet your dad? You know?
Hello.
Yes. Dad, he's a good. Oh boy, good.
You know, she.
You won him over. I think you won him over.
You know, she was lovely. I actually brought my Films of Boris Karloff book to have her sign, and I brought my daughter with me. And she says, "Oh, this is your daughter?" I said, "Yes, yes." And she goes, "Oh, is this her book?" I go, "No, it's my book." And I go, and she goes, "What?" And I go, "Well, she'll get it eventually when I die." And she goes, "Oh, you're like the father of the year." And I say, "Yes, I am."
Yes, I am. I get major brownie points. Believe me.
And you know what she did? She took the book and she put, "What's your daughter's name?" And I go, "Well, it's Kathy." And she goes, she wrote in it, "To Kathy and Larry, Father of the Year."
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's very cool.
What she didn't know is that sometimes we call Larry Kathy.
Oh, really?
It's like his nickname around the
No. But
Hey,
my
Kathy,
daughter.
come here.
No, my daughter's actually here with her friend. Yeah, she's here with her buddy. Well, she's
like a foot and a half by.
Well, she's wearing a Monster Party T-shirt. You can't miss it. But she and her friend, I mean, they're 13 and they just love this place. They go nuts.
To me, if you're a 13-year-old kid, you know, monster. When I was a kid growing up, I was 13, watching all the Toho monster movies.
Sure,
on
right,
TV,
yeah.
on Channel 18, the UHF channel, which was like the coolest channel ever.
UHF.
And
God
you'd have-
bless UHF.
And you know what? I'm just like, oh, this is the coolest entertainment ever. You know, like
Yeah.
Godzilla sliding on his tail.
Look, kids, kids with gremlins.
Oh, I know.
Kids with gremlins.
Cool.
Hey.
It's great. It's
Don't
nice that
feed
they-
them. Don't feed them.
Don't feed them after midnight. Don't get them wet.
Don't get them wet.
There are some
Don't
kids
bring 'em in
walking
the
by that
bathtub.
have little for our listeners, little gremlins, and it's so incredibly cute.
I saw a little kid. He's dressed like Mike Myers with his little jumpsuit on and his little mask, and it's like he'd be like
Starting
5
young.
years old. I'm like, oh, it's like Mini Mike.
But you know what's great? So, there were times when I'm thinking, oh, you know, this whole industry, it's gonna die when I die, you know. But no, it's like there seems to be newer generations, and I'm
It really does.
We met a kid, James, who at three or four, he discovered Godzilla on his own.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's like I work with. I had a PA in one of our productions at Warner Brothers. She came in my office, and she's like 25. And she saw me listening to music. I said, "What kind of music do you like?" She goes, "Well, I really like Earth, Wind, and Fire." I'm like, going,
"What?"
I said, "I was
That's
13
cool.
when that stuff came out. You weren't even alive." I'm like, "Hey, good is good."
And Earth, Wind, and Fire, Matt. That's like
No, I know who Earth, Wind, and
okay.
Fire is.
But here's the thing, you know, I look at this stuff and I go, I mean, classic monsters are classic monsters. You mean Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, The Mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon, one of my all-time favorites. I mean, they're good as good.
You know,
That's right.
we hosted this screening of all the Creature movies
Yeah.
at a library. And we didn't have a big crowd, but there was one kid in the audience who
Right
was there
front.
for the entire thing.
Yeah, all three
from
films.
beginning to end. And the fact that he was there just made me so happy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's funny how, again, it's like even with the whole Laurel and Hardy thing, you know, the movie with Stan and Ollie that
Yeah.
came out, and people are like, "Oh, wow, these guys are really funny." Yeah, it's just the fact that they're not exposed to it. Like when I was a kid, the UHF channel ran Stan and Ollie
Right.
and monster
Sure.
movies and all this stuff.
Little
Because
Rascals.
Yeah, Little Rascals.
There's
all this
so
stuff.
much out there now. It's so hard to like
Yeah, find the focus to go. Well,
yeah,
check
like
this
to
out.
find
But-
what you know. But there is.
Well, it's sad because I mean the pop culture landscape is so huge now.
Yeah.
I mean when we were
it's
kids, it was kind of like
multi-tiered
kind of
now.
finite, a
Yeah,
little smaller.
right.
And that's why I give kids who find this stuff a lot of credit, because
Yeah.
back in the day we had 3 channels and we
Yeah.
watched what was on.
Yeah,
Right,
that was
right.
it.
And to be able to find it when there's just so much content, really
It's like,
impressive.
how can you not find this stuff? It's like if you're a monster fan, punching monsters, and what's this Boris Karloff guy? What's that all about?
Yeah.
And,
Right,
and
right.
He didn't just do Frankenstein. He did The Mummy and a lot of other things.
But
So
I
it's
know
like-
people that are around my age who still have problems with watching black and white movies. So that's
Yeah.
that's why I give them credit for even venturing to that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Right,
I
right.
saw the movie The Faust, which is an old silent movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Murnau, one of my favorite movies of all
Yes,
time.
yes.
And I was blown away by the cinematography,
Special effects.
and I'm like, oh, how they get out of an airplane to fly over? Oh, wait, that's a miniature.
Yeah.
It's really good. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
oh,
really
it's,
good.
it's a very tragic story, but there's redemption at the end. But it's a brilliant piece of work.
So good.
Now, I love talking about the classics, but you brought up a name that I know I want to bring James Gonis in. No, you are also a big James Bond fan.
Oh, love Bond. Love the Bond.
Now, James Gonis is a James Bond expert. Now, what would you guys say is the best James Bond film?
Oh my God, best James Bond
Yeah,
film.
what is your favorite?
It's tough because they're good in their own right. I mean, my favorite would probably be like either Goldfinger Love The Spy Who Loved Me.
Yeah.
Man with the Golden Gun. I thought that was great.
Okay, but what about the newer ones? The newer ones?
Here's the thing. I like the newer ones. Was it well, not Nightfall?
Skyline?
Skyfall.
Skyfall. I thought Skyfall was great. And when he opens up the garage door and there's that Aston Martin sitting there, you're like going, oh my God, now it feels like a James Bond movie, you know?
Yeah, but that's my problem with that, is that it took them 90 minutes for it to feel like a James Bond.
Here's the when Daniel Craig did his first James Bond movie, and at the very end he goes, my name's Bond, James Bond. I'm like going, well, now the movie's starting, and at the end credits rolling, I said, there's certain notes in a Bond movie that I want to have hit. I want the vodka martini shaken, not stirred. I want the music. I want, there's certain things I expect in a Bond movie. When it's not there, it's like, it's kind of a James Bond movie. It's like James Bond light,
It feels like it made me beg for it. I resented that. I don't like the Daniel Craig reboot.
Yeah, here I like Daniel Craig.
Yeah, me too.
I think he's a fine actor, but
the movies
here's
are
the
not
thing.
good.
Movies like say the Bond movies of the '60s, there was a sexiness about them. It was the music was cool. Bond was cool with those suits. It was the gadgets. It was the stunts. It was such a cool era. And I know it's hard to keep squeezing ideas out of something that's been done for 20, 30 years.
I don't mind. I mean, I liked Spectre. I thought was okay. Yeah. I mean, none of the movies blow me away so far with Daniel Craig.
Really, Sean?
No, but I do like them.
I thought they were
badass,
man.
And
They
I do like him.
The spy world is brutal. It's gritty.
I buy him as an agent who's going to do whatever it takes.
I like the Spectre whole thing with the ring, and it was a big secret organization in that castle. It's like, oh yeah, this
they were
scares
trying
the crap out of me.
Yeah, they were
It's
trying
like,
to kind of bring it back a little bit to that. Yeah.
It all feels very forced. It doesn't feel natural, and that's why I love your idea of going back to the '60s.
That would be great.
And
They
doing
really
a
should do that.
period, a set of Bond movies.
Oh, I would love that.
In the
Okay,
60s.
so James, when you go back to the big meeting at Warner Brothers, you go.
Get the pitch meeting.
Okay, so it's the Man of Bronze,
Man of Bronze, and then Bond 60s.
Yes, there you
Right.
go.
Well, here's the thing. Back in the '60s, Bond and everything was new, and
Right,
guys who were
yeah.
doing it was like fresh. They were all full of creativity. And
Yeah.
so
It
it's
created
like,
such a
when they
spy
have
craze.
the car that jumps the ramp and does the flip, you're like going, "Oh my head's exploding!"
Right,
Oh my
yeah,
God, that's
yeah.
brilliant.
Remember,
but now it's like
real car crashes?
Oh yeah, before everything was
Yeah.
CG.
Yeah.
And that car flipping Man with the Golden Gun, I always, for the longest time, I thought that was a miniature. And then I saw the making of that was like a guy really doing that.
That
It
was some
insane.
gutsy guy going, "Yeah, we can calculate the curvature of the ramp." Yeah,
That's what I love about the Road Warrior. The Mel Gibson Road Warrior is the best Mad Max film. Because I mean, if you look at some of the behind-the-scenes footage of the car crashes and everything, I mean, people got hurt on that movie.
Yeah.
And that's what I miss.
Back then, there was an organic kind of a gutsiness. To
Yes,
filmmaking.
yeah.
And now, I mean, I work in post-production, so I see a lot of raw footage that comes in, and then when the Mad Max Fury Road movie, we were doing that. And the footage coming in, I'm like going, and there's guys, and there's the blue screen, and then the wind's blowing there. And it's like, they're not really on a truck. They're not really moving, but it's I know it's all safety in this, but I don't know, there's something about an edge of danger to it.
I know real fire when I see it.
Yeah.
right.
And even though now everything looks like a video game.
Well, James, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for the Outer Limits.
It's a pleasure to stop by and see you guys and enjoy this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Spoil it for you, but the end stuff is really good. So.
Thank you very much, James.
All right, guys,
Thank
take
you.
care.
Thank you.
Cheers.
You know, it's so great. We have friends come by and hey, look who's here. It's David Weiner.
Oh, hey, how did
Weiner
we
is
with his son.
without Monster Party?
Yes.
Former editor of Famous Monsters magazine.
That's
And-
me.
And also current
director of
In Search of Darkness, a journey into 80s horror. It's a documentary all about 80s horror.
Nice.
And who's with you?
Who's with me? My son is with me. Ford, do you want to say hello?
The Next Generation.
Hi.
How's it
All right,
going?
you guys broke his podcast cherry. Good job.
That's right.
Now,
Cool.
I just wanted to
Explain that later.
look. I just want
About
to say
10 years later.
Now, I just want to say one thing. Now, this documentary that you've been working on, I have been
Looks amazing.
so jealous when you've been posting pictures of yourself rubbing elbows
You're
with big,
interviewing all the
famous
heavy
people.
hitters.
Well, hey, I just said hello. My son just took a picture with Barbara Crampton, who's in our documentary.
nice.
She
Well, we
was
love her. Yeah.
Very cool to see her. And, yeah, we talked to about 45 at the end. We're probably going to have about 50 icons of 80s horror.
Can you give us kind of a little list?
The idea is it's a retrospective of 80s horror and the influence on the decade and how it changed cinema and the people who were there as part of it and the people who were influenced by it. And so talk to a variety of folks, including John Carpenter.
I've heard of him.
He talked to John Carpenter.
He loves us.
Survived.
He loves us. Many names. Kane, I'm sorry?
Stuart Gordon, right?
So the Reanimator Quartet. I talked to Stuart Gordon. I talked to Jeffrey Combs,
Now he
Barbara
does
Crampton, Brian Usna, who also talks about Society and
I love Society.
Bride of Reanimator and things like that.
Great body horror film.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Alex Winter loves body horror. He talked about that as well as Lost Boys.
Nice.
Kane Hodder. And Nick Castle. I talked to both Jason and Michael Myers. We had them bookended, right?
Nice.
Heather Langenkamp of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wonderful.
It's just a cavalcade. We talked to the late great Larry Cohen.
Oh man!
And
is that his last interview? Gotta be.
It might be his last interview, and he was a wonderful interview.
And you, I think if I remember correctly, you posted pictures. You got to go to his house, and he showed you all kinds of creepy things.
Oh yeah, yes. He's very proud of showing his monster closet, where you open that up, and there's lots of gear and stuff left over from Q, the Winged Serpent, and the stuff, and the It's Alive movies. And
does he have one or more It's Alive babies?
He says the It's Alive baby is kind of falling apart, but if you ever
Aren't
get
we
to
all?
It's Alive 3, then you have the babies grow up, right?
Sure, That's right.
And so
Island of the Alive.
I got to bond with one of the babies, one of the big babies.
Nice.
So we should keep following the It's Alive children
I agree.
throughout their entire life, so we get to it's barely alive.
I'm really barely alive. I'm looking forward to that geriatric edition.
Now, here's the question, though. You've been working on this. You've been doing all these interviews. Now, when is this coming out? When can I look to see this?
Well, it's sort of twofold. Right now, this is a crowdfunded project. And so if you go to Indiegogo, basically if you go to 80shorrordoc.com, you can back the project and you can get a copy of it. And so we're going to be giving this to the backers who also are part of this project.
Wait, why doesn't Monster Party do something? Why can't we do something? Like, can we help
don't yell
fund
at
him?
me.
Well, can we
do
help?
I have to do everything?
No, well, I'm thinking maybe we should help this guy out.
Yes, we
so
should.
the idea is you get it, it's going to the backers first. And then after we do basically directly to the people who have supported this project, we're going to look into more traditional avenues of distribution. We plan to premiere this in Los Angeles in October, and I cannot say where or when.
Okay.
But,
my house.
Well, you get the private screening, my friend.
Cool.
Actually, because you are so generous with what's known as, in our house, as Matt's Toy Tub.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Ford,
It's never ending.
What's the best thing about Matt's Toy Tub?
The toys are really cool.
They are, aren't
And
they?
where did you get these toys?
From Matt's Toy Tub.
And who's Matt?
Right there.
Yeah, that's right. And there's more where that came from.
Now, Ford, can I ask you something? Are you a big Star Wars fan?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Star Wars toy?
I like all of them, so maybe not. I like all of them.
Okay, now does he have
like us?
Now, does he have vintage toys, vintage Star Wars figures?
Yeah.
And your dad lets you play with the vintage Star Wars figures?
Yes, because they're toys, right? You play with toys. That's what you do.
What is Dad's ultimate cool vintage giant play set that you get to play with?
The Death Star.
You let him play with the Death Star toy?
Yeah.
Other than letting it sit in a box, I don't know.
Or a garage.
Okay, all right. Touche,
Yeah.
my friend, touche. You know what? You are a great dad. You're a great dad.
I
great
try.
dad and a great friend.
Well, thank
We
you
love
so much.
David
Well,
Weiner.
I love being. You guys are the best. You guys have been very supportive of me. I'm equally supportive of you guys because you deserve it. And you guys have been super cool to my son. You give me surplus toys to give to him.
What's
well,
not to
actually,
like?
I glean most
You
of them
get a
for
couple-
myself.
You get a couple,
But
right?
he gets a couple left, and they end up in the toy tub.
We would have it no other way. That's how
thank
it
you
has to
so
be.
much for stopping by. I know you guys just got here, but again, where can we go again to support this project?
You can go to 80shorrordoc.com to back the project, and you can find all my socials at It Came From Blog, which is my site, or you can go to @Tiki Ambassador on Twitter, and you can find all my doings and goings on. And actually, speaking of Star Wars and all that kind of stuff, after I finish my 80s horror doc, which is called In Search of Darkness, we have In Search of Tomorrow coming next. It's a 80s sci-fi movies documentary that I'll be doing.
Awesome.
Oh, I am so there. Maybe you can interview.
Please include.
That doesn't fit in the 80s, but
It's
Corman
not 80s?
does.
That's 79, right?
Is that 79?
But it will most definitely get mentions, and that'll be on the stars.
And-
It'll all
there
fit
you
together.
go.
And you have to include Saturn 3.
Saturn 3
Saturn
is
3,
absolutely
yes.
happening.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, David,
Alrighty.
thanks again so much. It's such a pleasure. Enjoy the show, okay? And when you buy something cool, bring it by. Show it to us,
Yeah.
all right?
Thank you so
Awesome.
much, you guys.
Thanks,
Enjoy
guys.
Monsterpalooza. Always,
Thank you.
Thank you.
always great to see you.
Awesome shirts.
On that note, I am Matt Weinhold.
I'm Shawn Sheridan.
I'm Larry Stroth.
And I'm James Gonis.
Keep America strong.
Go to Monsterpalooza and Monster Pushmoose. See, right? No.
Okay, Ricky.
Okay, welcome
Henderson,
to Baseball Party.
Okay, no, it's not baseball.
The topic
You know,
is
some
Ricky
people-
Henderson.
Yes, he was a
whoever
great
that
baseball
is.
player. But what you were making some comment about Ricky Henderson, yeah?
Oh, I was just going to share a story about my dad getting into a fight with Ricky Henderson in the bathroom.
No.
In Toronto. This is while
Listen
he was
up,
a
Monster
Yankee,
Party fans.
and my father had gone to Toronto to watch the Yankees.
Ricky was a
Yeah.
Yankee, not your dad.
Yes.
Okay.
No, not my father.
Okay.
Although he did try. He's got that story too. I
Oh
don't know
my
what to believe
God.
about him.
Okay. And
right.
and
Oh, he didn't go into detail. He just got into a fight with Ricky Henderson's bathroom.
well, I mean,
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. That's the story?
Come on,
That's the
Adam,
story.
Is it the stall?
I didn't wanna pick
Is
up
it the
the
stall? Look, dude.
My dad met Ricky Henderson, and then he met him.
It's like he walked up to the urinals, and then, or was
I
it
get
there was a
this,
stall
they
he
met.
needed to get in, or come on, no.
And then they got into an argument.
And then my dad gave him an uppercut, and he flew to the moon.
Okay, well that's great. Thank
Wow.
you so much.
Okay, this is good. This is we'll
But-
put this in the extras.
No, I just wanted to make a comment.
Keep this in.
I'm sorry because I interrupted you. There was a guest that was walking by, and kind of a thing. And,
Did we
and
introduce who we're talking to? It's Adam Holtz, right? Did we do that?
I did. Yes, it was
Oh,
Adam
if they
Holtz,
don't know
yes.
by now, I
Yeah.
mean,
the
Anyway.
famous Adam Holtz.
come on.
Hey,
of
and by the way,
G-Fest fame.
That is that a mask?
Oh yeah, there's a kid here. One
What is it?
more
What is it?
time, we're gonna divert attention.
Mars Attack that goes on your wall.
That is really cool. Hey, what's your name, buddy?
Josh.
Josh, are you a big monster fan?
Yeah.
What is your? Do you have a favorite monster?
Probably Chucky.
Really?
I love Chucky.
Your parents let you watch the Chucky movies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
because
aren't they-
Chucky's awesome.
Now, aren't they remaking the Chucky movies?
Yeah.
Do you know who's going to do the voice of
Hamill.
Mark Hamill?
Wow, I didn't even know that.
And aren't you a host of Monster Party?
Yeah, but I'm not on the Chucky newsletter. I
We're also
go to
making
the
a TV
children for
show.
this information.
You're making a TV show? I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No, wow.
Man, you know everything.
They're doing a ballet. Did you know that?
No.
There's no ballet.
So can I see this? Can I see what this looks like? Oh my gosh.
Look at this. So he's got a Mars attack. Oh, that's a beauty.
This, and you're
That's
and
nice.
are you his mom? What's your name?
Marie.
Marie. And you're gonna let him hang this mask on his wall?
I guess so.
That is
of
really
course
cool.
you are,
You're
'cause
a
you're
good
a
mom.
great mom.
You're a really great mom.
A great mom.
And I see. Are you a dinosaurs fan?
That's his. All this is his.
So what do you got?
What do you like?
Oh gosh. Wine?
You're gonna fit in just
You're gonna
fine.
fit in really well. Well, hey, check out Monster Party. It's a
Yeah.
free podcast. That's 4 guys. We have a lot of great guests on our show, and we don't always agree. We get in some serious arguments. So, it's always fun and informative.
Hey, what that?
Don't do that.
What did that mask run him?
What did the mask run?
Huh?
How much did it cost?
25.
25?
Oh my God! We got to get over there, right?
Dude.
All right. Well,
He's
guys, thanks
pointing
so
the
much for
direction.
stopping by. Check out the podcast.
Yeah, that's terrific.
You know what, man? You know what I love about this convention?
What is that?
Well,
Larry?
it's like we mentioned this. There are a lot of kids here.
There are a lot of kids.
I'm thinking
monster kids.
it's
Real
like,
monster kids.
Yeah, my daughter is 13. She'll be with her friend tomorrow and stuff. But I thought, well, maybe there won't be many kids. Well, there are a lot of kids here, and it's really exciting.
Yeah. No, I am always very happy to see a bunch of kids come by the table, and
Yes.
especially if they're in costume.
Yeah,
that's always exciting.
And that creepy kid in the little alien-esque costume is here.
So here at Monster Party, we have Sig Dakota, and he's on the mic to my left. And Sig, it's a blast to have you on the show.
Thanks.
So, what are you in town for, Sig?
MONSTERPALOOZA.
And how is that going for you?
Good.
You have toys, you have a Predator figure. Is there any other things that you want to get while you're here?
A Gizmo toy.
A Gizmo toy. We're talking from the movie Gremlins.
Yes.
And have you seen one here at the show?
Yes, but they're all 40s or something.
They're what?
They're like $40 or something.
Oh, $40.
Like that.
Oh, yeah, that's a little steep. That's a little steep for a Gizmo. I would say 15, 20. That's reasonable. Maybe on the last day, maybe you get them like right before they're closing. You go, hey, look, I'll give you 20. You want to haul this thing back to the car, or you want to just sell it to me now for $20? Right? You just remember those words that I said to you. Hearing that coming from a kid, oh, you're in. And I hear you're a hit with the ladies. Girls like you. I know how to shut down a kid. Well, I'm going to look around this convention. If I come upon a Gizmo that's in the reasonable range, I'll let you know. Okay?
Thanks.
You're welcome. That was An Evening with Sig. You can get a transcript of this show by writing to Monster Party. Yes, you must write to us. None of this computer nonsense. I want a manuscript. I want something sealed in an envelope with wax. Yes, we're doing it old school. There'll be a number of repeats of this performance in the West End. So book your tickets now. You guys got to do a musical.
Yeah, but what's like say I'm Barrel Shipping the musical.
Barrel Shipping the musical.
Like,
man.
yeah,
No wonder you guys are in movies.
We're basically it's where we're in our barrel and we're just like singing it and nobody can hear us. All you hear is like babbling in there.
It's like you're eavesdropping on our lives.
Yeah, really.
It's like our life.
Wait, you do that?
Well, it's like, but we do it. It's instead of a barrel, it's a car.
It's metaphorical.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do it for real.
No, I'm telling you, I like this. I'm telling you, you need to get this barrel business going.
You know? Oh yeah. By the way, the website for it is Nick and Chris's barrels.net, .co, .com, dark web / personal credit cards, everything, and
/ social security card dash. You know what we're talking about.
Want to get it? Oh yeah. By the way, every cardboard barrel is
Wait a minute. Whoa. Cardboard barrel?
Yeah, we're making no.
Okay. Now you almost had me.
No.
You almost had me.
Here, we'll make you a special cardboard barrel that says.
Oh, I get it. It hurts more, and so that's part of the fun.
Yeah, it has like nails in it and stuff. But it's fine because the nails have a cover on it.
You've been at this convention too long.
And it doesn't help when I watch a lot of murder shows too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's creative.
And it does help you if you do ever get like kidnapped or murdered.
That's true. Yeah, I guess you're used to being murdered.
And like you
They've got
know,
something
You know how to get out of
like
it.
you know what to do.
Do you? How do you get out of a barrel full of nails?
I do. I know.
Okay, go.
You let the nails hit you, and then when you're dead, you're fine.
Well, that's
That's a really optimistic way of looking at it.
Or you can just climb out.
Well, I would think, you know how like there are these people.
Unless wait.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Unless you have a lid on it, then no. By the way, the lid is an extra $1,000. So.
But see, if the barrel is filled with nails,
Yeah.
and there's a lid, and that's extra. If I want to get out of the barrel with nails, I wouldn't want the lid.
Well,
But you still paid for it, so
But
that's not
it's
my
extra
problem.
though. What you're saying is that I have to get the barrel, I have to get the lid, but it's
Yeah.
extra.
Oh, and by the way, if you buy a second one, $200 extra.
This is
And by the way, don't
running
forget-
into money.
Don't forget, it's free. It's free. It's
You have just
the-
blown my mind.
The nails are free, right? The nails are.
No.
Oh no, you have to pay for the
That's
nails.
like when advertisement comes up for like, say they're like showing off a cooker. Say they're showing off a cooker, and you buy it, and then it says, and for a limited time offer, was a separate fee. I don't want a separate fee.
You know, it's like just pay separate handling, and that's how they get you. Then you have to pay another like $1,000.
Get a second one for more money.
Right.
Yeah. That's more worth it. And by the way, you have to have the second one if you buy this limited time. Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Oh wait, there's more.
Order in the next 10 minutes, and
the nails in the barrel though.
And we'll add extra nails.
Yeah.
Oh, and something that's really annoying is when it says, in the next 10 minutes you can buy this, but then a few minutes later, like 10 minutes later,
The same commercial comes on.
and it has the exact same countdown.
Yeah.
It's bogus. There is no countdown. You
There's
can
no
always,
countdown.
You can always buy the thing. It doesn't matter.
And then how about this, where they say seen on TV, and then you go to you have to order it through the television. You have to call this number. You have to go to this website. But then you'll go to
Then you get a virus.
Rite Aid, and it's right there for sale.
That's a whole section.
You don't have to go anywhere.
Seen on TV.
It's right there.
Yeah.
And it turns out that it's
Crap.
It's yes.
There's that too.
And it's also cheaper.
Yes.
True.
No, that's always true.
True, because there's no handling.
No
fee.
handling. No handling.
Yeah.
We have learned a lot.
Yeah. And if you go to they tell you go to your website and you type in the code, for the extra nails 23. You. Two things. One,
You need a booth. You need a need a barrel booth.
You guys.
New code. Extra nail 23. And if you do that, it'll give your computer one free virus. You're welcome. And it will give you 1.5 extra nails.
Well, knowledge is power.
In
right?
addition to your acting career, you guys have a future in improv.
Yeah.
And nails. I've been told that a lot.
And
I'll bet.
And entrepreneurship.
And barrels.
And barrels.
Wait, should I start up a store called barrels? Oh yeah, by the way, guys, on the website barrels.net.com/security.
We're stealing your money and giving you barrels.
Right? Oh yeah. There's a limited time offer for them. It has a little bear picture with inside the barrel.
Barrel.
Barrel. But there will be a box in there, but just don't open it because there's a
there's a bear cub in there.
Yeah.
That's got to be a lot
and
extra.
Nails. And the barrel is not a barrel. It's a bear.
Oh, man.
So yeah, don't climb in.
Yeah. And then you could throw in the thing. We nailed it.
Hey. Now I have to ask you about your T-shirts. You both happen to be wearing a T-shirt.
No, we're not.
Oh, now I get it because it's give at the top, and a pepperoni pizza in the middle, and at the bottom a chance. See, I didn't see a chance.
James,
before.
there was a man named John Lennon. I don't
All
have
I
time
saw
for this.
was give and pepperoni pizza, and I was like, "What is that about?" I didn't see a chance. Now I get it.
What music did you listen to growing up?
No,
Mitch
no.
Miller.
I didn't. I thought, I thought it was give pizza. I
had
thought
the
it was
Christmas
some sort of
album,
a pizza charity. I didn't know.
Nice
Very
work.
cool.
And don't forget to like all my posts, or else you don't get an extra barrel.
Fair enough. Well, you guys are great, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for
so
stopping by.
much.
Enjoy the
Thanks
rest
for
of the show.
coming by, and enjoy the show.
Oh, and Shown Twins on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, you got
do
to
that, or else you don't get that third barrel. Yeah.
Got to hit them all.
Well, you have to
Got to hit them all.
And if you do them both, then you get extra deadly nails.
Okay. What nails do I get if it's LinkedIn?
I'm not gonna tell you because then I'll just tell you they're special nails. Oh, and I'm a sword fighter, and I like to slash people a lot.
All right, you're in the right place.
And I made the junior fight team on it.
Oh, nice, great.
Yeah, we have people who test out for it. We have them go in the barrels, and then we take swords and stab through it.
Wow, it's
Yeah,
sort of like a magic trick without the trick.
By the way, there's also
Interesting twist.
Without the magic, it's just. By the way, you can also buy the barrel that's completely safe.
Who wants that?
But it's
that's a
only,
ripoff.
It's free. It's free, but you can. By the way, the nails are also free. So
You can build your own kind of a thing.
it's there's also a build your own at home kit.
You know, Build a Bear.
It's
We're making
family
our own.
friendly.
It's Build a Barrel.
You guys.
By the
Telling
way, the home kit is family friendly. The nails do have cover protectors on them, so your children or you will be safe.
You've thought this out way too much.
And you can
Yeah, we all have.
if you press it.
Well, terrific.
Thank you, guys.
We're
awesome.
We're going to be loyal customers.
Cheers.
Well, this has been great.